And there we are, smooth transition into another night of Out of the Abyss. After a little break, we are back to the Underdark. And with us are fantastic set of lovelies who are trapped in this terrible, terrible circumstances I've put them in. Let's go ahead and get through a few bits and pieces. How are you guys tonight, by the way? My players, are you fine?
Great.
Goodness.
I'm awake. I woke up at a normal human time somehow, and I'm ready to go.
Okay. Well, gosh darn, we're gonna get ready right now. If you don't know, we do have a giveaway going, so we encourage you to join it. It is ending very soon. I think there's less than 6 days left. So, less than a week. You just gotta go to this giveaway link and see if you can win a copy of One Night Werewolf, this fantastic deception game that I implore you to play. Or, if not, win it, then play it. In any case, now that that's sort of out of the way, we would like to delve back into the intense and crazy, in more ways than one, realm of Out of the Abyss. So, let's go ahead and get a little recap going, especially since, Paradox, you were not here last time we played.
Nope.
Let's begin.
I did a lot of gambling.
You did so much gambling. It was a fun activity for Shushar, at least, the one who prefers non-violent outcomes. Maybe you picked up a few, let's take a roll of the dice, and then we don't have to fight. How's that sound?
Alright.
But in any case, Out of the Abyss No Party Mode concerns a group of, I don't know if I call them heroes, but a few people who were captured by the Drow, who are nasty folk who live in the Underdark. These Drow came from Menzoberranzan, which is sort of the capital of this region in the Underdark. The Underdark being that little layer of crust that's the bottom half of the sandwich you never want to eat. I don't know what kind of sandwich we have here, but it's not good, especially down here. So this is a little unnerving because you guys escaped from the Drow. You delved deeper into the caverns, the tunnels, and even the massive dark lake of the Underdark, trying to find safe refuge. And at every turn, there has been danger, there has been madness, and as you have discovered, there have been demons just running amok in the Underdark. And what's more, it seems pretty odd. Some of these events are coming to all of you in very odd places. They are familiar to some of you more than others. And it all came to a head when Nanny Plunk, a hag of the Dark Lake, implored you to seek out her sisters, because they have been trying to get to the bottom of this repeating events, this timeline that has all of you stuck inside it in one drastic shape or another in how these events happen. And you were able to get to the temple in which Nanny Plunk's first sister was, and Nanny Plunk promptly died because of a cave-in that seemed to shatter the path that you were traveling on, but it opened up the tunnel for you guys to go into the temple. This temple, however, was devoted to some gnome deity that Jimjar eventually kind of took charge of. He pretty much decided, after having a very heavy change of character, it seemed, he's gonna stay behind, and he's gonna fix the place up, because he's devoted to it. He's bound by this law that he has to take care of it now that someone has paid tribute. You weren't able to get much out of him after that, but you guys continued your journey, hoping to reach Mantal Dareth with a few characters in tow, and you met, along the way, an Illithid, a Mind Flayer known as Grazalax, who is a part of the Society of Brilliance, who is very invested in the events going on in the Underdark, sort of trying to unite the creatures and species that live there and call this their home into hopefully conquering this incredibly stressful and uncomfortable demonic incursion. But we will instead go into Mantal Dareth. Now, Mantal Dareth, as you guys came into it, was sort of like a trading hub, a neutral ground. Somewhere in the middle of the Dark Lake, there is this massive sort of column, and it has been carved out to house these different enclaves of Duergar, Drow, Deep Gnomes, as well as this faction from the surface world known as the Zenitarum, or Zentarum, I think. And you guys came through the Drow portion, and you immediately began to realize things are a bit weird here. In that, every single Drow you came across was utterly convinced that they were, in fact, Sirik Mazalor, the Drow head of the Enclave, a female Drow. But even the male Drow were calling themselves Sirik. And they seemed to be incredibly annoyed with one another, seeing insubordination on all fronts. And as you delve deeper, you discovered this place is pretty wacky, because you were immediately accosted by a Snurfnablin, a deep gnome, if you will. He called himself Peebles, and was trying to get you to donate your eye stalks to him for a good cause. Which is very odd. He seemed to see beholders everywhere, and saw you lot as several beholders. And that is where we left off. You guys are somewhere around here. And you are... you can see these clusters in this center is sort of the plot of rocky land where all of the people that live here have set up their shops and various other important shenanigans concerning trade and stuff like that.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
Did our little goo friend stay with us, or did he stay back at the temple?
Glabagul has followed you. Yes.
Yes. That's all I care about.
And he's
That's all
so
we all
excited.
care about.
And he is sort of like just with it, he's still this little glob with one eye, and he's just sort of like observing everything. And I think at this point he would say,
"Oh, Sereth, are you sure your name's not Sirik? Are you just mispronouncing it? Because all those Drow said they were Sirik."
No, I don't believe so.
Oh.
This is odd. I don't like this. Drow aren't usually like this.
They are?
No.
Mm.
We usually all have different names.
he sort of looks over to Grazalax and says,
Are they always like this?
No.
Oh.
There's seems to be some sort of corruption here.
A second opinion.
You also notice the Duergar that has been traveling with you, Hemeth, sort of crosses his arms and says,
This doesn't bode well. I think I'm gonna head to the Duergar Enclave. I'm gonna see what's going on over there. What are the rest of you gonna do? I'm hooking up for Gracklestuck.
We should probably all stick together. It's not a good thing. All this corruption going about.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. You guys have learned that the Deep Gnome Enclave and the Duragar Enclave are they're kind of fit to fight.
Yeah.
There is some sort of conflict that erupted between a merchant and another Duragar, and they seem to have caused a enclave-wide war. It is not out in the open right now, but you definitely notice that the streets and some of the bridges that sort of make passes over the waters below in these little trenches, they are emptier than usual.
Well, perhaps we could speak to both of the sides, do a little diplomacy, and end the war and bring peace back to the city. I am sure that nobody wants any conflict here. Nobody ever wants conflict.
I have a feeling that it's not gonna really be that easy. Like, if every drow thinks that they're the same person, then all these other guys thinks we're beholders. I'm more than positive the two fighting conclave or enclaves or whatever are gonna have something messed up with them too.
Well, maybe I could teach them some of my meditation techniques, bring peace to their mind, and then they would no longer be plagued by these delusions.
Darendale
has the-
nods and he says,
That's a good point. I think we should try to bring some sort of peace deal. That way, all of us can get what we want out of this. I mean, it's hard dealing with such delusional folks, I understand.
Diplomacy is not going to really be at the front of their minds.
Here's
Definitely.
my vote. I vote that we just don't visit either conclaves. We just keep minding our own business. And if nobody attacks us,
I second that.
We're good.
I think we should just get what we came here for and leave them to their own devices.
yeah.
okay, so
This is supposed to be one of the entranceways to the surface world.
that's
If
true.
this
And,
place is lost, possibly getting out or getting help will be lost with it.
Why would you want to get out of the surface world? Is not.
It has light. Have you ever been in the sunlight?
Eldith,
I've heard
like, sort
terrible
of
things.
stamps her foot and says, "Excuse me, I kind of have an invested interest in the surface world.
Right, but there's more than one exit out of the Underdark. There's more than one passage up there. Path of least resistance, like water.
Why would we give our enemies the greatest pathway to kill us all? Why would we let them trap us like rats here?
And I'm
You're
confused.
always so gloomy. Gosh.
Eldith continues, saying, "Listen, that's my priority. Getting back to the surface. I can't just keep walking around the Underdark and expect myself to get back to the dwarven halls that I belong in, okay? And I'm sick of... I'm gonna be honest, I'm sick of demons, I'm sick of this crazy business." And she gives this, like, sideways glance to Ron, as though she was about to say something else, and then she says, how about this? We can tackle this. At least the Zentarum. Let's leave these other people to their own quarrels. If the Zentarum take care of this, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I mean, you heard them. They said the Drow and the Zentarum were gonna sort of buddy up on this.
The drow who all think that they're the same person.
Well, then that just means the Zentarum are gonna take over, and this is gonna be a surface world outpost. That's great.
I mean, if they're all the same person, don't they only need to defeat one person then?
That's not really how it works, I think.
I feel like they would all fight
That's beautiful.
for the right to.
That's a beautiful outlook.
Fight for the right to party, Abby.
Oh, Shushar. Oh, my sweet summer child.
Darendelle sort of shrugs and says,
I don't see the problem with that.
Yes, and Eldith, I know you want to get back to your family, but really, is Underdark all that bad? Darendale's an elf, and you don't see him complaining.
her eyes just bulge, and she just slowly looks towards the ground and gives this long inhale.
I understand wanting to get back to your home. I mean, that's what I want too. But I mean, there's more ways to the surface that will probably be easier to get there than trying to end or finish a civil war. Kinda.
You guys hear Turvey sort of perk up and says, Wingdenstone! And he continues, Wingdenstone! We can go to Wingdenstone! It's not far!
Yeah.
And Topsy, she tightens up for a moment, his twin sister, and she says,
Blingdenstone is... It could be a surface thing, but you guys gotta think about this. We haven't been back there in... Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. It's been like months now. I don't know if it's even like... What if... And she looks a little panicked for a moment. What if everywhere in the Underdark is like this? What if this is the sanest it's gonna get?
Well, I mean... Sloobludop, not everybody there thought they were the same. I mean...
Yeah, but
they're all
a
kind of
Demogorgon
crazy, but...
destroyed...
My people are known for their sanity and their wisdom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about that. Of course.
Of course.
I mean, yes, it was wiped out, but I'm saying they weren't all this insane.
Alright, I guess, it seems like we could investigate a little bit here to try to figure out what's going on. However, I don't want us starting any fights or trying to somehow make diplomacy happen when diplomacy is not going to happen. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do investigating. Do any of you have a rock I could borrow?
A rock?
Grazlax just kind of looks at the ground where there's tons of rocks. And
You're standing on a rock.
It's not the same.
All right, then I guess I'll get my own. Shushar picks up a rock and says, Darendelle, you're a very diplomatic fellow. I think I can trust you with this. I'm going to imbue the rock with my psionic energy as part of my thing that I need to remember what it's called.
Yeah, that sounds very Shushar of you, yes.
Psionic investigation. I can now see through the rock, and I will hand it to Darendelle. There, now I can investigate twice as much.
Darendelle sort of picks it up and says, "This is lovely," and immediately Glabagul just rolls over his claws and just says, "Isn't this better? Now I have two eyes, but it's kind of your eye, I guess."
Yes, exactly. We share an eye now. We are the most investigative fellows of the bunch.
He sort of
blobs.
Yes, he blobs.
I do want to say that we're kind of already on a quest. I don't want to start another quest when we're like... We shouldn't spend a lot of time here. We're kind of trying to save everywhere.
Darendelle sort of tilts his head at you and he says, "Stuhl, I think this is an opportunity for us to enjoy the luxuries of what civilization exists down here. Maybe there's some sights. Maybe there's a tour guide or something like that."
We mind flayers have a saying. How do you eat a brain? One bite at a time.
I root into the brain.
You become the brain.
Well,
Very true.
I always found that if you just have the person with the brain write down their knowledge in a book, and then you read that book, it's much the same thing, but without brain eating.
I think everybody took that
saying
way
is just,
too
looking up at
seriously.
you. Eldith just looks up at you, and she just
way too literal.
It's not meant to be extremely literal. Sometimes it very is. Though, we need to do what we can around all Underdark settlements. If we can't protect these people, or stop demonic influence here, how can we hope to stop it at its source?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm interested to see what's going on here. I'm interested to see if it's anything demonic. But my top priority is not other people. My top priority is making sure my head doesn't explode and people don't take over my brain. So I'm okay with staying here for a little bit, trying to see what's going on. But eventually, we got to get answers, and we have to go to Neverlight Grove. That's just...
Yeah. The whole side quest kind of thing is not really... I'm not very invested, I guess. What we're already doing is very important. And this seems like a big distraction.
Just come along with me, Stool. We got this.
Let's
Okay.
look at it this way. Do we have to pass through the city to get to Neverlight Grove?
We didn't have to stop here at all. We could have went straight to Neverlight Grove, but everybody's like,
Here's the
"Hey,
problem,
let's
though.
stop
You
there."
guys would probably need a boat. You could either do this two ways. You could get a boat here in Mantle Dareth to sort of cut down on the time to travel to Neverlight Grove, or you could just leave here on foot and travel on foot for a long time.
I thought we had boats. We had rowboats.
You guys, you had. You guys left them when you went to the temple, and that way back has completely been crushed with the quake that happened.
Yay.
Well, I am... my kind, the Kuotoa, are masters of watercraft. I am sure if we just go down to the docks, we can find a boat and leave some sort of payment. I'm sure that whoever's off fighting right now won't mind if we borrow it, and we'll be on our way.
So you don't want to fight, but you want to borrow without asking.
I said we'd leave some payment, and we would be returning it.
Knowing you, it'd probably be a rock or some rope.
No, I think the rope was all Jim Jar.
Ron actually,
No, I think that last inch was mine, actually.
Oh, I forgot about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I turned
yeah.
to Ron. I'm like, that was a good use of that. I get you.
Oh, I miss
Good times.
it. He really set me up for that one.
And I mean, my plan of borrowing the boat is only applicable if the person who runs the docks isn't there. If they're off fighting somewhere, if they're there, of course you talk to them.
Well, maybe there's a Kotoa around this trading hub that we can make a deal with.
Yeah, let's just go try and find a boat. I really don't want to spend a lot of time here.
Alright.
They're weird. And there's already enough weird happening.
Oh boy. So here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna be going around Mantle Dareth. Tell me which sort of area you're gonna go towards. The one right here, that's the Duergar Enclave, so everything over here is probably Duergar. This was the, I believe that was the Drow Enclave where you guys were. And then the Zentarum,
It's like right there.
down here, I think.
Oh.
And then up to the top left is... Oh, no, actually. No, this is the Snurf Neblin. This is Duergar right here. Snurf Neblin right here. Zentarum are all the way over here.
Well, hot dog.
Well, Darendil, you have my rock, so I think I can get a head start, head to the docks. I'll just find some water, and wherever that takes me, it'll take me. I can breathe underwater, and I assume that Duergar and Smurf Neblin cannot.
I mean, it sounds legit.
Are we near this river? Where are we right now?
You can make it there, yeah, if you like.
Okay, I'm just gonna go hop in the river. They have my rock. They have my rock in case they need me.
It's true, they do.
They can
He's
contact
just
me on
gonna
rock.
walk away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go jump into the river, as is my Kuotoa nature.
Okay, bye then.
I'll
Okay.
see you at the docks. Let me just tap the rock a few times if you get into trouble.
Glabagul says, I'll shake it a bunch!
Yes, thank you, Galabagul. I know I can count on you.
Okay, so...
So what happens when he's in trouble?
When...
Shoeshar can handle himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Trust
course.
me.
Of course you can.
Very well.
All right, so Shushar, how about you go ahead and give me an investigation check, just on your little run through the river.
There's a
Alright.
Demogorgon in the river.
Let me see if my insight
Oops.
does anything for me. I don't think it does. Nope, that's only insight. So
Sure can
investigation.
handle himself.
Ooh, this is slightly better than before because of my new level up. It's slightly.
Did we
better.
level up?
I think you guys
no,
did.
you guys
Level
both
4,
leveled
are
up
right?
since the last time I was here.
You should be level
Level 4.
4. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, we went through that.
Just making sure that I didn't miss it.
Aw, thanks, Kalo! That's appreciated, buddy.
What happened?
Oh, we got
More
a follow
questions.
from Kalo, because, gosh
Oh,
darn.
Yay.
Welcome, Caleb.
Here I come, and here I come. This is so adorable.
What?
But,
But
so, Shushar, you delve into the, little river, that runs through Mantle Dareth. You can see that it does go back into the Dark Lake. There are two shores. One over here, and then one down there. But do you want to actually travel to those, or do you want to, like, maybe go to, like, here, or follow some of the underground stuff that you might find?
I'm looking for docks, so I'm going to head towards the lake.
Alright. The one to the west, or the one to the... Oh, wait, no. One to the south, which is this way. Or the one to the east.
Have we been to either of those lakes yet?
You have not. Actually, you've been to this one. And I can say...
I
because
mean,
you came-
technically, isn't it the same lake?
Actually, no, I think you guys would have came through this lake right here. Because you went to the Drow Enclave, and this is the path that would lead to the Drow entrance. The secret one, that is. So, you guys would be able to... Yeah, so Shushar, you can go down here to this shore if you want.
Okay, yep, I'm going to go to the new shore and look for some docks.
Okay, so you go down there, and as you pull yourself out of the water and onto the rocky shore, you definitely see that there are a few docks here. Some of them, however, are broken. There's two that are functional. You do, while you're swimming down, you definitely do see that there's the wreckage of a boat not too far from the dock.
When you say broken, do you mean like wear and tear broken, like naturally over time broken, or Demogorgon stepped on them broken?
Something heavy fell on it. That's all I'll
Okay.
say. Your investigation isn't really able to determine what exactly, you know.
The Demogorgon did step on it.
You don't know that.
Proven!
You're not there.
Are there any dock
Sure.
workers?
You see that there are two boats here. One of them is very big. I mean, huge. The other one is sort of a little rowboat. And you see, running around the shore is another Kuatoa, actually.
Oh,
Let me see if I can bring him up for you. Where is he? Where are you, friend? No, that's not him. Oh gosh, he's buried somewhere in here. Where could he be? One thing I want to point out is I love the portraits for all of the characters in Out of the Abyss, especially the Kuatoa. They are
Yeah.
like,
Shushar's portrait is just amazing.
I'm just so pleased with all of them. I'm uploading him right now,
Yay!
so I'll have him out for you to look at in just a moment.
Right.
Okay, so this is him. You don't know his name yet, so don't pretend like you know it. And
Oh,
Those
look at his
eyes
little lizard face.
oh,
fucking
just
staring
This is
into your
so-
soul.
this is a Kuatoa.
Looks like a gecko.
And he is running around the shore, chasing what looks like some giant grasshoppers. Literally giant white grasshoppers. They are
Oh,
hopping
tasty.
around. Yeah, they're hopping around this end of the shore. And they sort of come out of these tunnels that sort of go back up into this giant column of stone that Mantle Dareth is sort of carved out of. or into rather, and he's sort of like running around, chasing these grasshoppers. He doesn't catch all of them, but he's very quick and very nimble for a Kuo-toa. And you see that his scales sort of like he has some weight to him.
He jiggles.
Make a wisdom check to see if I can get distracted by grasshoppers, because those are tasty.
Oh my goodness, please do.
So I'll roll 1d20 plus my wisdom, and a 10 or lower I get distracted and just get grasshoppers, because that is my new mission. I want to get
Just
grasshoppers. but I
barely.
have a
One.
mission.
Okay, but here's the problem. Can you get them faster than he can? Give me an athletics check to see if
Actually, I am going to use my Mystic Hand talent.
okay.
I am going to use my magic psionic powers to catch dinner.
Very well. This in that case, I don't think I need to make a check for this because the grasshoppers don't expect this to happen. They expect a big
Surprise round.
a big fish man to just run over at them, and it's the one you pick out is not prepared, and you sort of lift it up and let it float in your little psionic hand, and it just sort of like just keeps kicking its legs frantically. It is at your mercy.
All right.
So
First
what are
I-
you
first
gonna
I try-
do? Are you gonna try and kill it?
Well, first I'm going to try talking to it. I'm going to see if it responds. Hello, little grasshopper fellow.
You only hear the sinuous extensions of its legs back and forth, and if you probe any deeper, there's nothing else.
By Kuo-toa law, it is food.
Okay.
I'm going to...
Go
what can I
on.
actually do?
And he eats it.
He's gonna
pretty
smash its
big,
head against the ground to
but I
kill
feel-
it. He's gonna eat it alive. What
Is it-
are you gonna do?
Is it too big that I can't swallow it whole?
Kuo-toa have big jaws.
Yes, we usually just swallow things whole with like juice
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh, of course. All right. So, you like a monitor lizard. You just and soon enough you're slurping up those long grasshopper legs, and
You just Pac-Man a grasshopper.
Yep.
and
Wop.
what do you know? It's pretty tasty. It's got a satisfying crunch to it as well. Mmm. And the Kuo-toa nearby is starstruck. He's standing there with his arms down, his eyes wide, and this big dopey grin on his face as he just watched this happen. And
Hello, fellow Kuo-toa.
he raises his hand like this and says, "Hello."
Yes, I see that you are also quite a skilled grasshopper catcher. Do you also happen to be a talk worker in your spare time when you are not catching grasshoppers?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. I am Shushar the Awakened, and I wish to commission a boat for my friends and I.
Good.
Yes, I see that you have boats. Some of them are even not destroyed. What would it cost for us to commission one of these?
He sort of looks around, and then he looks up and he says, Durgar!
It would cost a Durgar? Interesting. What about a Durgar's weight in grasshoppers?
Persuasion check.
He's persuasion check.
Okay.
Persuasion check. He goes,
All right. In that case, I will go ask my Durgar friend how much he weighs. I will be back in a few minutes.
okay. This is what I wanted. Okay, so you go back, and so you guys, Hemeth really wants to go to the Durgar Enclave, and he's sort of trying to like say, okay, listen, I'm just gonna pop over there and see who's in charge. Just get an idea on when maybe we could charter a boat from them and
We could get a boat to Gracklestug, and then we could just drop you guys off somewhere. How about that?
Well, we're trying to go to Neverlight Grove.
Listen, I know you're
Gracklestug
trying to get
is-
to your mushroom field. But we're just gonna drop you off so you can walk the rest of the way.
Why don't we just take the boat there, and then you can walk to Gracklestug? Everybody here needs to go to Neverlight Grove except you.
Eldith sort of peeks up and says, I mean,
And her.
I... And then Durandal also says,
I also need to get back to the surface. My kingdom requires its prince.
Right, y'all need to go back to the surface, but we're still trying
Let's
to
help each
figure
other.
out what this big thing is that just smashed a city.
thanks, Ayami. You're sweet. She hosted me. We're good. Friends, help
Nice.
each other.
I sigh very sarcastically, or Sarah sighs very sarcastically, like, I guess, as I said before, people don't care about my head exploding. It's okay. I'll get through this somehow.
Well, Abby, or Sarah, I don't know who Abby is. Sarah, I don't want to sound mean, but, I mean, you don't really care much about the other people, just your head exploding. And I'm not saying I don't care. I really hope that your head doesn't explode. I want that to not happen, but, you know,
I was being sarcastic.
okay.
So thank you, Stoll. I do appreciate you.
So, it's at this point, Grazalax, you're probably the first one to notice this. There is a beholder floating through the marketplace. You understand, because of your experience in Mantle Dareth, that this is, in fact, this is Lorthun. He is the Zentarum Guardian who protects their warehouses. And he is just floating on through Mantle Dareth's main marketplace.
I'm going to walk over to Lorthun.
Alright.
Are beholders like sentient? Do they have actual intelligence more than just bestial?
They're probably exceptionally intelligent.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. For the rest of you, this is probably like, holy shit! But for Grazalax, you understand he follows the Zentarum's orders for the most part. And as you approach, one of his eye stalks regards you, and then the whole floating mass sort of like slowly turns and observes you momentarily. The big, massive eye in the center, you can feel its anti-magic sight just cutting off everything in front of you guys.
I turn back into a mushroom.
Lorthun, have you noticed anything different about the people here?
Its eyes begin to immediately just scan the whole place. And it says,
Well, of course. Can you not see it? It's awful.
Please, describe to me what you've seen over the past few days,
The
or
right
whenever this started happening.
it nods, and it says,
the enclaves. They fight over meaningless things, petty arguments. And they do not notice that soon we will all starve.
And what about the Zentarum?
They are weak. Even they are blind. They are blind to what has become of my home.
And the Fazarez. Is that how you pronounce it, by the way?
Fairsres, I think.
Fairsres. That's
Yeah.
right, that sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Fairsres. Has it been affecting your mind?
He sort of tilts. You see, by the way, while he's talking, the bulb just sort of like tilts like this, like as he's talking to you, he just loses focus on what direction he is like supposed to stay upright. He sort of clacks his teeth together and says,
The Fairsres is gone. We are on the abyss itself. All is lost. Please relax. At the very least, none of my rivals are here.
And who are your rivals?
Other beholders, those who seek the goods and power that comes with this entire realm. But now, nothing matters, save for...
and it sort of begins to float away suddenly, drastically, as it's searching for something. Its eyes begin to stretch out, and it swivels about madly, trying to just glance. You see it studies the rocks on the ground very closely, its eye stalks just sort of turning them over and slapping them around as it sort of like scrounges across the ground for something.
Are you alright, Lortun?
Clearly not.
Yeah. Let's
This
see.
is unusual. These people are definitely more crazy than the norm here.
A little bit.
Does the beholder's anti-magic gaze affect my sensory spores?
No, that is natural.
Okay. Just making sure I didn't go blind, deaf, and mute for a second.
That'd be scary.
That would be terrifying.
You become a common mushroom.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, because Sereth was in disguise, she turned back into Sereth. Saw through it, whatever.
Give me a perception check, Grazalax.
I will. It'll probably be bad. Told you.
He's whispering. You can't make out what he's saying under his breath, but because of your mental connection, I will say that you do hear telepathically his surface thoughts, and he continuously what's the word? He rabbles and spouts on about the gem, the dark gem, the black hole in this pit of the abyss. He continues to tell himself almost desperately that if he can find it, if he can find Fraz-Erblue,
Fraz-Erblue?
then he'll restore him back to his home plane in the Underdark.
Does that name sound anything familiar to myself? Like, to me?
Make a religion check.
Hey, it's not bad. 16.
16. Fraz-Erblue is in fact a demon lord.
I knew it!
He is, to your dismay, a very terrible fiend, one of the most tricksy liars in the Abyss itself. He is known as the Prince of Deception and the Demon Lord of Illusionists. And the only descriptions you know of him describe him, his true form, as a massive gargoyle. With a rather odd, sort of almost elvish facial features. Very, very tight, very sharp. Beyond that, that's as much as you get from that. You do know that a while ago, let me actually see, what did you roll? 16?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think you would know that. I think that's as far as you would figure out. You would know that he does hold power in the Abyss. He's a demon lord. You do know that he sometimes loses himself in his disguises. He will take delight in deception, so much so that he will forget himself sometimes in his role. Those are some of the stories surrounding him.
Method acting.
The heaviest method acting you can imagine.
Turns into a cat and suddenly eons go by and no one has to worry about it.
The Daniel Day-Lewis
Oh my
of the
goodness.
Lords of the Abyss.
So, and I'll say to Lortoon, well, mentally, haha, telepathy.
You say that to him?
No, haha,
Okay.
no, no, but say, what is this about a black gem and bringing back this fiend?
He ignores you quite literally, and he swiftly turns over to the to this section and just zooms over there. And you hear the last bit of surface thoughts, thinking that surely the Snurf Nebula inhabit. It's what the Durgar are fighting for, after all.
Interesting. Do I happen to notice a like where all the man, I can never say that word. The Fazarez.
Fair's Rest.
Fair's Rest.
That's how I'm gonna try to.
Fair's Rest. All right, cool. All right, sorry, I had to repeat it a bunch of times.
No, you got
do
it.
I happen to see a bunch of Fair's Res
This.
concentrated in a certain area?
Oh yeah, this entire settlement is just alight with the clouds of Fair's Rest.
Okay.
It's potent. It's filling this entire place.
Does it look denser in any specific area, or is it just super random in its density?
I think it's not. Fraser Blue. Okay. I'd say it fills the entire cavern that they've carved out of this fairly largely.
Okay.
All right.
Fair's Rest. But say it like it's drunk. Oh my god.
Fair's Rest.
Fair's
Rest.
Rest.
Fair's Rest.
There you go.
Thanks, James.
Losers.
What do you guys do?
I'm gonna first tell the party about that. There's a possible connection to Frazzlerbur. Frazzlerbul.
Fraz Blue.
Frazzle Blue.
Frazzle
Frazzle Blue.
That's how it's spelled. I'm
That's
doing
what
good.
Yes, you are.
Frazzlerblu.
Fazerblue.
Alright.
Flazzer Blue.
Yeah.
Fazerblue.
Oh no.
Would I know anything extra on that guy?
Give me a religion check.
I can do that if I can find my mouse.
At mentions of one of the Lords of the Abyss or whatever, does my head start to like, I don't know, does anything unusual happen with the, wait, is it Zagatamore?
Zagatamoy.
Do I get like flashbacks of like, or any like, I don't know.
Do I get lore? Dungeon
Do I get
Master.
lore?
Do I know things?
No,
secrets.
actually, you don't feel your mushrooms that have sprouted from the top of your scalp tremble or react in any manner of which towards this fact.
Okay.
You Stool, though, I kind of don't know how you would know this, but something in your fungal lineage has encountered Frazer Blue. but it was present. You weren't a part of the conflict. You were merely a fly on the wall. And as far as you know, Herb Blue, wow,
Razorb Blue.
hasn't been a big concern. Last time you heard, he was defeated and cast into a magical artifact, a black gem, and has not been in his home plane on the Abyss in a long time.
So, Grazlax, you said that Beholder was looking for a black gem?
You need to make me a wisdom saving throw as well.
Me?
Yes.
Oh. And I'm gonna die.
You're not
Wisdom
gonna die.
saving throw.
Yes.
No, I'm fine.
Alright.
It's good. As you sort of mentioned that, you're, you feel your spores sort of, like, tremble a bit. It's suddenly it's sort of a bit like, going into, the hag's brain, like before, except this time you're being pulled outward. You're being, like, ripped out of your little stool shell, and you are suddenly that mushroom on the wall. And
Wait, like I'm seeing this kind of thing?
you see several humanoids, people, doing battle with what looks like a immense, horrifying gargoyle creature. Its huge, massive neck has several wounds where one halfling is sort of like stabbing it repeatedly, and you see that there's two wizardly-looking fellows chanting and looking over a book. One of them is holding out a black gemstone, and as they finish whatever incantation that they have, one of the swordsmen deals this blow that just sends blood scattering across as he stabs into this immense creature that you know as Razorb Blue. And it falls, and you see its body turn into ash. And that ash is drawn into the black gemstone. And then, faster than you can react, you follow that gemstone through centuries.
Whoa.
Until it arrives here, in Mantle Tereth. And you see Duragar holding it up to a Snurf Neblin. And she takes it, and immediately her eyes gloss over, and you sense a madness has spread. And then you're brought back into your mushroom body. You have discovered a new power. You have the innate ability called Mushroom on the Wall.
Oh, yes.
You are able to pull lore, pull answers about whatever subject you want, but you have to succeed at a wisdom saving throw. And if you fail, something bad will happen. And
What
the
happens?
DC, I'm not going to tell you, but the DC goes up every time you use it.
Ooh,
Oh.
So,
that's
I'm gonna use it 5 times in a row right now.
yeah, I want to
I
know
want to know where this speck of sand has been for the last
Century.
10,000 years!
Alright.
At this point, Shushar, your return.
Okay, that was crazy.
Oh, hello, Axel. You're wonderful and beautiful.
Hello, my friends. I have returned with good news.
Oh, great. What is it? Did you get us a boat?
I have found someone who is willing to trade us a boat for a Durgar's weight in grasshoppers. So, Hemith, how much do you weigh?
Enlarged or regular weight?
Do I really have to go all the way back and ask?
I think you got a fast one pulled on you, Shushar.
You underestimate my ability to catch grasshoppers. I will catch those grasshoppers. if
I don't think
necessary.
there's enough grasshoppers for what I turn into when I. So, how much do you know about Duragar, Shushar? Tell me that. Obviously, not much.
Should I make a check?
Make a nature check.
Okay, nature. That's.
Oh, thanks, Ayami. I love you too.
Oh, apparently I am good at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Duragar have two natural abilities that they were able to develop while they were in the Underdark. They can turn invisible whenever they want. They can only do it once, and then they have to sort of like regenerate that ability. But they also have another one that works similarly that allows them to become enormous. They become a large creature.
Like a small mountain? Like that size?
No,
Or smaller?
they become probably a little bit bigger than Darendelle.
Okay.
But just as thick. So it's more like you have to find out how much Darendelle is.
And do you know how much you weigh when you're large?
Hemeth just sort of shrugs and says,
I mean, we never considered it. We weigh a lot, though. I'm not sure if there's enough grasshoppers on this forsaken island.
Grazalax, you know things about this city, right?
he does.
Is there a large merchant scale for measuring out weights?
I don't know, is there?
Well, why does he need all these grasshoppers?
They are delicious and a very good source of protein.
You guys see, suddenly, Shushar's stomach just... it's still kicking.
Quite. Well, we'll find the grasshoppers later for some sort of transportation, but hopefully we can solve this madness sometime soon, so we can
have
give
you
a more
did-
of a
Go on.
give more of a better form of payment.
So we have decided that we're going to help these folk after all?
That's my suggestion, but I'm just a guest in your troupe. So I ultimately leave the choice to you.
Shushar turns to his companions.
Darendelle says,
Well, I think it would be a good turn on our part to, help out, you know, one way or another.
Eldith says, I really just want to get on a boat and get out of here. Like, this is getting out of hand. We don't even have proper weapons. And Topsy says, Gosh darn it! There's Snurf Nebulin here and they need help. We should help.
It's my suggestion that we do help because a stronger Underdark is something better to fight against the demons than just letting everyone go to madness.
Well, did I see the whatever vision from Stool? I don't know if his
You
spores
did
are
not.
Still... Okay, so
Yeah.
I have a suggestion. I have a certain talent of mine that might help. If we're able to get up close to someone who's being affected by this demon, I might be able to see what's wrong and figure out how to fix them.
Interesting. One moment. We're trying to figure out some stuff with Kit.
Yeah, some technical difficulties.
Corpsosynthesis.
Yeah, maybe we could use the Discord voice chat if that'll work for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys are gonna try to sort of push into this dilemma, what do you want to do exactly? How are you gonna turn that into action?
Well, I would say that we need to find the source of the Bear's Rest.
The Bear's Rest.
Yeah, Bear's Rest, and find the source of that.
Well, it has been, the Bear's Rest has been very unusual lately, and I explained to him, if he doesn't already know, about the first encounter in the prison with the weird Bear's Rest and weird monsters came out of it, which is not what it usually does. Or no.
Yes, maybe for each demonic prince, it adds to an effect. Maybe this one causes insanity, while another demon prince's Bear's Rest causes monsters to spew out of it.
But there wasn't.
It's an educated guess, not an actual statement.
I don't think there were any demons at the prison, if I remember correctly. Just Elvira, that bitch.
Darendelle says language.
That stupid lady.
Okay, sure.
I couldn't think of anything.
Darendelle sort of says,
Well, Stool talked about the transaction. Last thing he saw of it was the Durgar trying to palm it off. Maybe if we try to ask around on, don't we have some gemstones? Maybe we could use that as sort of hey, we have some pretty good gemstones. Do you want to trade them? Maybe.
Yeah, and it seems like whatever this is, because Stool still doesn't, we don't know that Stool saw the black gem.
no, he'll share that with you guys. I feel like. Yeah.
So I think we need to find that. I think that's what's causing the madness, and we need to. I don't know. Do something about that.
Well, I guess upon hearing about the black gem going to the Dwargar and then to the deep gnomes.
Yeah.
Well, we could either propose a trade with the deep gnomes, or if we need to, take it by force.
All right.
Or steal it.
Shujar.
I think that, like I said before, I think that just talking to them can solve our problems. If they are not able to talk, if they are too affected by this, I have a solution for that. I have many great powers that could help us here.
Okay. So, where do you go? What do you do?
Alright, let's go to the deep gnomes.
I was about to say, I believe.
Now, do you go to the Enclave, or do you go to this place, the marketplace, and try to see about their traders there?
We'll check their Enclave first, because because the rumor is that they stole a gem from the Dweger, which cheated them out of it, and they're not going to have it somewhere out in the open where, all these meat dwarfs can just beat the shit out of them.
Oh boy.
So let's check the Deep Gnomes Enclave.
Let's check the Deep Gnomes Enclave. So you guys head towards the Deep Gnome Enclave. Hemeth refuses to go. He says,
Okay, listen.
they're gonna kill me if we're doing this. because, you know, there's apparently some sort of war going on. So I'm gonna go check out with the Durgar, alright? Good luck.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. Well, listen, offer still stands. If I can get a boat to Gracklestug, you guys can come along, alright?
Thanks.
Very well.
He sort of waves off.
Very odd for this, like, random dwarf to stay with us for so long. Not try to kill us, especially in the Underdark.
Eldith nods and says, I mean, Durgar, they're just... This is good. Him being gone is good. Let's be honest.
It's good. I'm not sure how much I trust good anymore, though. It's okay. It's okay. That's the least of our worries. Okay.
Make
Yes.
me perception checks. All of you, if you will.
Yes.
Ooh, can do. Hey, that's pretty good.
Alrighty. And
There we go.
Sarah. Okay. So, I'd say, I guess you're still kind of on edge, Sarah. So you don't really notice anything beyond the merchants that are selling various things. But eventually, you guys do, for Shushar and Grazalax, sort of look around these marketplaces. Some of the stalls are empty. The ones that are open are very, like, venomously haggling with some folks who are still trying to buy stuff in this sort of cold war that's going on between the Durgar Enclave and the Snurf Neblin. But you push forward, and you see, from the looks of it, about 7 armored deep gnomes at this head entrance here. And they are on guard, just looking over things, ready to jump in if the Durgar do anything. You also see that there's one merchant in particular that is selling gemstones. She is a female. It is a female deep gnome.
I'm gonna go up and start just browsing the gemstones. Like I'm looking to buy something.
Okay. She's sort of like this on the wooden thing on the stall, and looks very disheartened, and raises an eyebrow at you. And says, "Oh, what are you looking for?"
I'm just browsing right now. You look not happy.
No, hard to be when you're shilling out. What? And she picks up a ruby and says, "Faded." She picks up another. Not even cut. It's cut. It's fucking beautiful sapphire. She picks up another. This is a rock. She puts it down and says, "You're better looking for somewhere else if you're buying jewelry. Sorry." By the way, a lot of the gemstones she has on display here. Ooh, that's money.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I do an insight check to see if she, 18, to see if she really believes this, or if she's just a snotty, oh yeah, I know that some people find these expensive, but I want to see if it's madness or not.
Yeah, something's wrong. She should be, at this point, asking, "Oh, what's your color?" Instead, no, totally despondent, does not see any value in these stones that she's trying to sell. Not even trying to sell. She's practically telling you, shop somewhere else, these are worthless.
I kind of pick up one of them. You're right, this is shit, to be totally honest.
Yeah, well, that's all we have here. It's not just my stuff.
Really?
Yeah, everybody's bringing in total shit. Nothing has the glamour that it used to have. Just nothing in the Underdark. The Underdark's empty. There's no more left. We've used them all.
Times they are changing. I look around at the gems. Are any of them black?
Yeah.
You see a few opals, but they're as far as you understand, they're not like a black gemstone. Like it's an opal, but still.
Yeah.
Stool sort of emphasizes like it was like black. It was like looking at the darkness of the Evermoon or something like that.
So
Surely you have at least one good thing in your collection.
Well, there was one, and I didn't think so. It was utter poor quality.
Yeah.
It had barely had a reflection. But, you know, the only reason I say that is because the Duergar was very intent on selling it for some reason. Seemed very intent on getting rid of it. So I gave him a price, and he didn't take it. So I took it off of his hands. I mean, why would he want it? It's worthless.
That is odd.
He would have been selling at a loss.
Yeah. So you just took it?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do you still have it?
I wish. It's the only thing worth of value. Fortunately, one of the drow gargoyles took it.
The drow gargoyles.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's really interesting, you know, especially because it was utter shit. Like, it's odd how some people would place so much value. But you never know. Again, the Underdark isn't what it used to be.
Absolutely not. And you know what? I'm glad it's gone.
And do you happen to have the name of this drow?
Gargoyle?
Or gargoyle?
I mean,
a gargoyle.
Yeah, it's... No, it just sort of flew down and just picked it up and left. I didn't feel like stopping it. I mean, with this rubbish, why would you?
Any identifying marks?
I can't say. I have seen him around, though, flying around, just hopping to and fro, trying to show these people this rather shoddy display of, you know, what 1,000 years can do.
When was the last time you saw this gargoyle?
This morning, I think. He was hanging out at the Zentarum, I think. They were the last one to sort of see him, I think.
Oh. That's odd. Okay. Well, I hope that eventually you get some better wares. Until then, good luck.
Well, thanks. Good luck yourself.
Yeah, we'll see.
She's sort of like, ping! One of the gemstones, like, off her thing, and she starts, like, just like, ping! Just
yeah.
Yeah.
I take one of the real nice ones that looks expensive and kind of flip it up.
Okay.
You don't mind, do you?
On the house.
Thanks, I appreciate you.
That was an emerald. Actually, do you want to like take your pick? Which gemstone you want?
What's the most expensive, nice looking stone that I can find?
Give me a perception check, because I think your greed is starting to get to you. So now you're like, oh god, which one do I take?
Just a handful.
I'd say there's a lot of the basic ones: sapphire, emerald, rubies. There does seem to be sort of like a pink gemstone somewhere along the line.
I'll take the emerald that I picked up before.
Yeah, you get the feeling like even though she sees most of these as worthless, it's possible with your insight check she had put out some of the less expensive ones to be displayed and has secreted away or locked away the more expensive ones.
It's fine.
Okay.
I still got an emerald.
Such as diamonds. I don't think you would just put diamonds out there. But yeah, you get just put in your inventory one beefy emerald.
One beefy emerald.
Emerald.
Sarah, should I try using my powers to investigate her, as I said I would? Do you think this is one of the ones I should attempt to investigate?
I kind of turned back to him. I mean, if you can get out of her what the drow gargoyle looks like, then yes. Otherwise, I don't really see the point. I don't know how far your grand investigation skills go?
I don't know. It's up to you. How does your thing work?
The thing I'm planning on using is called View Aura. As an action, you study one creature's aura. Until your concentration ends, while you can see the target, you learn if it is under the effect of any magical or psionic effects, its current hit point total, and its basic emotional state. While this effect lasts, you have advantage on Wisdom, Insight, and Charisma checks you make against it.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, I look at her, I focus, and I look at her aura and see what's going on in her head.
Yep. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
She has 13 hit points.
Oh, the one time I actually need it. The one time. Of course.
A natural 1. Let me think about this. Shushar, you study her aura, and immediately you get the sense that it is diseased. It has this rather dark coldness to it. It is hampered. It is moving erratically with some sort of forced infection. And you get the sense that she doesn't see value in anything that she has or possesses. She thinks it's all worthless. She is definitely under the influence of some sort of powerful psionic disease that has utterly rendered her mind into this outlook.
Interesting.
And you also sense that it is permeating this entire community. Every person you see, you suddenly realize you've peered so deeply that it's getting difficult to pull away. And to your dismay, you find that it is everywhere. And you are surrounded, suddenly, by sickness. It is very uncomfortable to be around, and not only that... Wow, really? Oh, wait, did that actually...
Yeah.
Was...
Oh,
Wait,
you rolled a 1d0.
no, I
Wow,
rolled a
wow.
D100... Oh, I did, whoopsie.
Takes 0 whole points of damage.
You rolled a 1d0.
Okay, 57. Oh, wow, this is perfect.
Yeah. Perfect for me or perfect for...
So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get a madness point,
Ooh. Uh-oh.
which I will
Do you know what these
send-
people need? They need psionics. I will teach them the ways of my psionics, because I am the master.
So, when you fail certain saving throws, this madness effect will take charge. Oopsie. But you will have this madness effect. I'm going to send it to you in a moment, but you feel the coil of this madness, this psionic perversion, seep into your own mind. And it is uncomfortable. But I feel like you're familiar with it enough to that you have a semblance of kinship with it. I feel like you will be able to attract the source, perhaps.
Attract or locate?
Both.
Aha, before I do that, I haven't done any psionic bullshit in a long time. I think it's time for some bullshit.
Do it!
So I'm going to switch my psionic discipline to psionic restoration. I am going to approach the jewel sales lady and... hello there. I am Shushar, a well-known traveler, mystic, fortune teller. Do you mind if I read your fortune? I'm sort of new here. I want to get the word out, so this one will be on the house, no charge.
She shrugs and says, well, might as well give it a shot.
Here, hold out your palm.
She just flump.
I touched one of my fingers to her palms, and I am going to use my Restore Health Psionic Talent, which can cure diseases.
Oh shit! I just stole from her. No.
Okay. A moment passes, and she looks up, rather confused, like I am. And then she sort of stammers, oh my gosh. Whoa, oh, wow. Oh, I've got a headache. Oh, that didn't help. I feel horrible. Ow! What did you do?
I read your fortune. I know your future now, and you will come across some very valuable gems in the future. Look at that one right there. She sure points down at one of her gems.
She sort of looks down and says, well, yeah, of course, this is valuable. I mean, I cut this myself. This is a ruby. You cannot get these in this shape anywhere else but here. Yantha's place. My stall. She puts it back, and she says, oh my gosh. Oh man, you should have seen it. Oh, where is it? Oh no. And she sort of starts rubbing her temples and says, oh, where did he go? And she sort of looks around, and I actually need to find him. Where is he? I did not expect you to do this, so give me a moment.
Nobody expects this. Nobody expects anything I do.
No, I don't. Flink Thunderbonk, where are you? And she just sort of like bangs the table. And she says, gosh darn it. Have you seen my assistant anywhere?
What does he look like? Is he a Kuo-toa fellow?
No, he's a deep gnome. He's scrawny, not very old. He was supposed to get my gem back for me. That thing was, oh my goodness, you should have seen this thing. It was beautiful.
Was it black?
Yeah. Black as, well gosh, whatever night is.
Where did you send him?
Well, let's see. Last I remember, Gargoyle came down, took it, and Flink went to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I told him to. He hasn't been back for a while now.
And Flink is your friend, servant,
Assistant.
assistant.
Yeah, it's sort of like, it's work experience.
Right.
Not that
And-
he's any good at it.
Well, we can go off. Perhaps he just got lost. We can go look for him.
Well, thanks. He went by the, oh gosh. Last I heard, I told him to bother the drow about it. Since, you know, it's their gargoyle. I knew they should have removed those things. Like, they should just get guards like the rest of us.
Alright, we will be on our way, and be sure to tell everyone of the great Shushara the Fortune Teller.
I mean, yeah, thanks for the headache.
Of course, you're quite welcome.
And then she
And
sort of...
Shushara waddle off.
And then she starts to try to like, haggle her wares, like, calling out to people and sort of, like, enthusiastically trying to be like, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you do now?
Get away from that stall as quickly as possible before she notices that an emerald is gone.
I
Leg
see.
it.
I see. Beautiful.
Alright. Excellent.
I told you that I had a way to help. You should have listened.
Good job, Shushara.
However, what's going to happen when she realizes that everybody else is absolutely crazy?
Well, Shushara starts counting on his fingers. Do we have 27 days?
I'd rather not.
Then I guess curing the entire city is out of the options. Let's just go find Flint.
Okay. Do we want to find Flint or do we want to find the gargoyle?
I'd probably say finding
Gargoyle first.
maybe Flint would probably be able to. Maybe he's done like half the investigating for us already.
Well, also, I'm afraid if we have Flint with us, he'll demand taking the gem because he's the assistant, and then we're gonna have to be like, no, we're taking the gem anyway, and then we'll either be chased out of the city or we'll have to kill a lot of people.
Well, Sereth, you have a different gem. I could just use my powers to make him see your emerald as that gem, and we could do a nice little trade-off.
But I
Or-
like this gem.
Or we can just say that we were cheated by a gargoyle as well, and that we're just looking for this gargoyle.
Or we can tell him it's far too dangerous for him to investigate gargoyles, and we'll go get the gem for him, and then we get it, and we're done.
Either that or he has madness as well. Okay, we can go find Flint.
Okay, so you're going back to the Drow Enclave, right?
Yes.
All right. When you get back to this bridge, there is an elf there.
I stop immediately.
This elf has long red hair and has sort of sat himself on the edge where he's swinging his long, lithe legs just fro to fro. This bridge isn't very tall. It sort of just skims the surface, and he's sort of just splashing his feet there casually. He doesn't seem to have much on him except for like a little pack that is next to his folded up, leggings. He's just sort of kicking, and he sort of glances over and gives you all a nod and says, "Good afternoon."
Hello.
Hello. You're new in town, I think.
Yes. Are you new to town as well? Is it just like a regular, like, elf, or like wood elf, or?
Yeah, he seems to be like light-skinned, surface elf. It's very strange for the Underdark, I suppose.
Yes.
Darendelle gives him a bow and a wave as well, and speaks in Elven, which all of you can sort of hear, but only those who sort of are able to pick up on that are able to pick up on that. Sereth in particular. And he sort of says,
May the daylight trickle along your steps. Even down here, I'm afraid. It's rather dark.
and the elf chuckles and says, "Oh, well, that's rather pleasant. Haven't had a kind greeting like that in quite a while. Odd bunch you
Well-
are. Gracious. Lots of you, too."
And odd for an elf to be down this far. Are you part of the Zentarum?
"No, I'm afraid not." He sort of just kicks his legs. And he says, "I'm just finding my way in the world. Down here, that is. Seems to be the only place left for me."
Sorry. This is the only place left for me now.
He's very
insight check.
wistful, yes.
No!
Oh,
And what is your name?
I make insight checks at advantage because aura sight. Oh, that's an 11 instead of a 7. Wow, it's so much better.
Don't ask me to make an insight check. I automatically do all
sure?
those at disadvantage.
Are you sure?
That was the worst.
He just shrugs and he says, "Sladis Vidir. Glad to meet all of you. Who are you, sir?" And he speaks to Darendelle. He says,
I'm Prince Darendelle of Nerlinden Vane. You'll no need to bow or anything like that.
and he crooks his head and says, "It's very nice. I've been to the Old Kingdom. In the High Forest, yes?" And Darendelle nods and says,
Yes, yes. It's very... I miss it so.
And he says, "That's very odd, because you do not look like an elf, sir. You are Quaggoth." And Darendelle nods and he says,
Well, of course, I was transformed into this horrible visage by a terrible wizard. Oh, I will have my revenge, but first I must reach the surface with my companions. But we have to save the Underdark. Everybody here is crazy, you see.
And he nods and says, "That's very awful, yes. I picked up on that. Everybody here is crazy."
And how long have you been here?
I arrived 2 days ago. Thankfully, this madness that permeates this place has not yet caused an out-wide battle. So I can take my time, enjoy this little piece of... Gracious. This is the most peaceful it has been my entire time in the Underdark, and it is at the same time terrifying. I don't know when someone will claim I am... I don't know. I just feel like they're ready to set off and attack whoever they mistake for, I don't know, a demon, a criminal. Gracious, have you met that man, the small deep gnome who wants to cut off your eye stalks?
Yes, we have.
Ah,
It's not so bad. You just need to tell him no thank you. I'm
he's
going.
rather persistent though, be careful, just all the same.
Either way, you've come to the Underdark at a troubling time.
Uh-huh.
Well, troubling more than it normally is.
Oh, sad. Still though,
Are things similar to this happening on the surface world?
since I left the surface, it has been your usual lot of... Oh, sure, there's an orc raiding party. Maybe a few bandits troubling the high road. Gosh, it's been a long time since Daggerford. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm very new to all this.
Daggerford?
Daggerford.
Sure, try to pull
That's
Sarah
on the
aside
Sword
and talk to
Coast,
her.
correct?
Yes, I've come a long way. What do you want to do, Shushar?
He wants to pull Sarah aside and talk to her.
Okay.
Do it.
Sarah, I'm not quite sure we can trust this man. I think he's one of the bug people.
Sorry, just a second. The bug people.
Yes, you know, the big bugs that crawl into people and control them. I think he's one of them.
Really? What makes you say that?
You haven't looked in his big bug eyes? He has very buggy eyes if you look at them.
Just give me a second.
Was this in character?
No. Sorry, I really tried not to. Have you looked into his buggy eyes?
It is not
Okay.
a lair, no. Jay, stop it!
Okay.
And
I didn't notice
Action.
anything particularly buggy about him. He did have the smug rat bastard aura of an elf.
I'll be on close watch. He's obviously one of the bug people. That means that there's probably more of them. They might even be among us.
I'll be on the lookout, Shushar.
Thank you. Let me know if you find any.
Darendel and Sladir share words, and finally Sladir says, "You know, I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I've talked to an elf. One who speaks the language, so... my goodness. It's like watching an artist sculpt."
Just sounds poncy. It's like tiny, delicate raindrops or something.
Oh, well, that's the magic of it. You can sound as dignified as you want, without even trying.
No power behind
do you-
it.
Would you...
Go on.
Sorry, would you mind to stay and talk a while? None of you, if... I'm sorry, Prince Darendel, yes?
And then it goes, well, yes, that is me.
Just... your fellows seem busy, and... as far as I know, nothing is going to attack us in this place. Would you care to sit? Have an old chat about... I don't know, the sun... sky... the gardens...
Daredevil.
Yeah.
He seems very flummoxed.
Yes,
He's very yeah.
You can definitely come with us. However, I really do believe that we might need you in the coming ordeal. I would hate
what?
the coming ordeal. I would just feel more comfortable having you with us. We don't know if this gargoyle is going to attack us, and your beastly form, as you have said, does have lots of muscles. This visage is a very burly visage. There's a hunch. I would feel more comfortable if you were with us. If you want to, the elf can walk and talk at the same time if he wants to come into the Drow City.
You're gonna have to make a persuasion check. You can tell from these big Quaggoth eyes that he wants to sit down and have a chat in his native language.
Come on, Darendelle, come on. Oh,
I was gonna ask can Shushar assist, but that wouldn't help.
yeah.
Seraph, he's sold on this. He wants. You get the sense that he wants to speak plainly and without being suspected, and that's it's a harsh word, but
It's true.
it's true. Like Sladir took him at face value. Like, oh, you were obviously polymorphed. Okay,
Yeah.
you're also the prince. Okay. He apparently really wants to just talk with that context.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't we have Eldith stay with you too? She also misses the sun. She misses the world above. I'm sure that the three of you could get along. The dwarves and the elves are allies, are they not?
Oh yeah, they're. I mean, sure. If you
Okay.
guys
Eldith, before you do, can I talk to you for a second? Just a few parting things.
really,
Yes.
well, all right. Let's go over here.
Yes,
She sort of
yes.
walks to the other side of the bridge. Darendelle takes a big seat next to Sladir, and the two start chatting very eagerly. And she sort of looks up at you and says, "What the fuck did you eat?"
I just ate a cricket. It was a nice breakfast.
Are you
What's
sure?
Yes, what's
You
going
can do that?
on is that fellow there, that elf fellow, not Darendelle, the other elf fellow, he is one of the bug people. I need you to keep a close eye. We cannot leave Darendelle alone with him. It is dangerous.
Gotcha. Okay. Sure.
Yes, if he turns any more buggy, you need to put him down.
Okay, can I at least, with what? I don't have a weapon!
Desperate times, I suppose, and Shusha will hand over his walking stick. It's very magical, very powerful.
This is powerful?
Yes, it is.
Holy shit, is this actually the... Oh my fucking god. Actually, wait, did you take that from, the Kuatoa priest?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
It's just a regular walking stick.
Okay, I was about to say, wait a second, did that happen and I didn't realize it? Okay, never mind.
No.
She says, is this like the Kuatoa, when we fought that priest lady?
It is directly connected to me. It has my stink on it. The bugs will fear it.
You know what? Okay. I'd rather
Yes.
deal with this than the gargoyle. Thanks.
Yes, you're quite welcome.
Alright.
Be safe, friends. We'll be back. And I stare very obviously and suspiciously at this stupid elf.
Yeah.
Hans.
Even though I'm really bad at seeing people's true intentions, mannerisms, I'd like to insight check the elf just to see its purpose in wanting to talk to our Darendelle.
It's gonna be really sad because I'm really suspicious, but Darendelle's having such a good time.
18.
It's 10. I have to roll insight checks
Oh,
with
it's
disadvantage
disadvantage, that's right.
because I'm at the list.
Well, you get the... Oh, burpee. You get the sense that this elf, he definitely appears to be forthcoming. He hasn't appeared to have been trying to deceive you guys, nor does he seem to have malicious intentions. You do notice that he's taking time to sort of twist his hands in a little like gesture, and you notice that he does conduct some magic. You recognize it as the prestidigitation spell, and it's just cosmetic as far as you can tell. It's literally just him making his dirty clothes appear clean, and he just keeps refreshing it. So you notice that he's trying, from the looks of it, to appear not as, raggedy in front of this prince, it seems.
Okay. So you've been here for 2 days, and yet you're so dirty that you have to constantly clean yourself.
At this, can I take him by the shoulder and be like, okay, we're going to see the gargoyles now. Have fun, guys. We'll be back. Just give Durandal this one thing. It seems like they might be having a good time, and even though I don't trust him, Durandal, he's got a soft place in my... Oh, what have I turned into?
I mean,
Ugh.
I didn't mean to try and interrupt their conversation. I'm saying this just to the party.
Oh, no, it's
Mentally.
okay.
If he's saying this just to the party in private, well, of course he's dirty. He's one of the bug people. He lives in the ground.
It's okay. I just didn't want... Some people
Guys,
are
like, just,
self-conscious
like-
about that.
Grizlax just turns and just looks to you.
Yeah.
You've never met the bug people. They're big bugs that cut you open and crawl into your skin and puppet you around.
Quite.
Yeah, the
Very
bug people, dude,
dangerous.
you saw it in his eyes. Very buggy eyes.
He has bug eyes.
I
that's
think
how can
Topsy and
tell.
Turvy are the only ones. Ront, Topsy, and Turvy are the other ones currently with you guys.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Did you guys see it? I turned to them. The bug eyes?
Yes, he has very big bug eyes. I've been hunting bugs my whole life. I can see the bug eyes.
He's a bug person.
Topsy and Turvy just sort of look to each other and say, and Ront says,
Yeah, elves always look creepy. This makes sense.
It's true, right? Pomps.
Is this... So with this elf, there's nothing to trust. Is that what you are all saying?
Yes, he's
I'm just
not
saying,
trustworthy. I left
elves are
Elvis there to
just-
guard.
You know, I don't like them. I don't like them as much as I like dwarves.
Then shall I separate Darendil from his new friend?
Have you seen Durandal? He can take care of himself, I think.
Yes, and I left Eldith there with my stick. He has the. Don't worry, the bug people are afraid of my stick.
Yeah, the stick. She has the stick. They'll be fine.
Guys lets out an audible very well.
non-telepathic.
Yeah.
If that guy
Wonderful.
breaks Darendal's heart, though, you better bet. Come up there like the badass, beat that Ponzi dwarf or elf's ass.
Okay.
Trust him.
So, at this, Glabagul actually oh wait, Glabagul is still with Darendil,
Oh.
so you still have that. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Glabagul, sort of waves at you guys, leaves this little telepathic, I'll watch too! Don't worry, I'll get this, guys!
And
Thanks,
my
Glabagul.
rock is still inside of Glabagul, right?
It
So I
is
can
still
watch?
inside Glabagul, yes.
Alright, Shurshar's very distracted. He's just watching through the rock, not paying attention to his surroundings, just staring at that guy's bug eyes.
Yeah.
God. Okay, so you guys are going into the Drow Enclave once more,
Yes.
and you're looking for gargoyles, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Immediately, you guys are gonna sort of get the idea that there is a gargoyle missing. They are sort of gather around the various spots where they roost, and there's 5 of them, and they're sort of oriented in certain spots so that they're across from each other. One of them, however, has one that's not across from him. And that's really the only thing you can really notice.
Can I talk to the gargoyles? Is that?
Yeah, you can do that.
I go up. I'm like, excuse me. it seems like there's somebody's missing. Is this gargoyle? Does he or she or it happen to like showing off a lot? I heard some rumors, and we're trying to find it.
One of them, which is the one that has the missing spot across from it, you hear its rocky neck sort of shift and glance down at you, and you're a drow, so it sort of nods, but it doesn't say anything.
Nod.
Yes.
So, show up. Do you know where this other gargoyle is?
It nods again.
Can you tell me where this other gargoyle is?
It lifts an arm, and it hesitates.
I give him a warning glare, like...
Intimidation check.
Our checks haven't been going so great.
Nobody's has.
Oh, fuck,
Wow,
yes!
Okay, then. All right, then. You give that... Yeah. Just... yeah, there you go. There it is. And it immediately points out away from the Drow Enclave, and you hear its voice come out immediately as if it was commanded, by,
Yeah.
a Drow. Which it was.
He went to find Kinyal Drugir,
And who is that?
his beloved.
In what form does this beloved take?
Drow.
Alright.
She
I nod.
left with assassins.
She left. So this person is trying to follow? Out of the town? I don't quite understand.
She went to the Zentarum.
Zentarum. So he'll be in Zentarum.
He
Enclave.
waits for her.
Oh.
Zareth, psst, Zareth. Can you tell the gargoyle he needs to be on guard against any insects?
Sorry, just give me a second.
Go on.
I nod to Shushar. Thank you for your information. Also, be on the lookout for anybody with a particularly buggy look in their eyes. Turn to Shushar.
Shusha gives you a thumbs up.
It repeats the gesture very slowly.
Does it just freeze there? Like,
Please.
Until you leave, it will remain like this.
Okay. I can't take this mug thing. I swear, Paradox, you are killing me.
God. I'm so proud. So proud. What do you guys do now?
We're looking for Flint, right?
Yes, but you don't see him here. Unless you want to roll.
I already rolled. I got a 25 for intimidation. I'm good.
Alright.
alright. We'll go find this drow with the Zentarum, I suppose. Onward.
So, please tell me you have a finger that you point onward.
Just with one of my...
Tentacles, yes!
Yes.
Yeah. I
Alright.
feel like Zoidberg. Why not Zoidberg?
That's actually down here. Right around here, next door, is where the Zentarum is. I need all of you to make perception checks for me.
I'm not that great at those, but I will do it.
Ah.
Okay. Shushar, you are the only one that is really able to sense that there is something bad happening. The Zentarum soldiers that are on station here don't pay any mind to you. In fact, as you try to pass by, they don't, or as you sort of move around, they don't stop you, they don't acknowledge you, and in fact, they don't have their weapons in their hands. They're literally just like this. These humans. And you do see, as well, Shushar, that there is what looks like a large gargoyle on the ceiling, sort of just looking down with this, because you are able to see in the dark, I believe, and because of the Fair's Rest that is illuminating the cavern, you're able to see the big stony smile on its face.
I'm going to whisper to the others. Two things. The more important thing first. The bug people have the giant centipedes. They are paralyzing the guards. The second thing is that we found the gargoyle. He's up there.
I kind of looking up like
You just go ahem.
that's nothing. Gargoyles. You up there on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. It tilts its head, rather surprised.
I wish to speak to you.
Talk then, please.
As this is
As it
happening,
booms out to you.
I'm
In
going to
private.
use-
Oh, go ahead.
Is Kinyo done?
I'm going to use my view aura power on him.
Okay. Give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Alright.
This is gonna be interesting.
Advantage, you say?
Oh,
Am I dead?
no.
Okay, oh boy.
Am I dead?
No.
No. We found the gargoyle.
So, Shushar, this gargoyle has the same tainted aura that the Deep Gnome had. And you have a new madness.
Oh boy!
I'm
Another
going
one. I'm just
to.
gonna start a collection.
I'm very
Oh,
sorry.
wait.
Roll that D100.
Oh, that madness.
I'm
I
very
really
sorry.
hope that your madness involves bugs, because let me tell you, out of madnesses, that is the best. Bug people with their beady eyes. More importantly, there are centipedes that are paralyzing the guards.
I just. What do you want to know about this aura? Tell me that, and then I'll send you the madness.
I just wanted to know that he was affected by the same thing, but his mood and his HP would also be good to know. And also, if he's a bug person, tell me if he's a bug person.
Does he rather have to books, or is he more of like, does he learn by doing? You know what I mean?
I'm hesitating. Oh god. Hold on. Gargoyle's HP. Let me look that up first so I can word this appropriately. This is so beautiful. I'll tell you more about madness at the end of the session, so that you are not so sad. It is 52 hit points, surprisingly.
Oh.
So it's rather tough, but you don't think it's, a dragon or an Umber Hulk or something like that. Okay.
Okay, also, what mood is he in, and is he a bug person?
He's
Those are the two
not,
things I
as
need.
you believe, a bug person, because a bug person would need living flesh to burrow into. The stone body is an inhospitable environment.
Alright, the rocks are safe, got it.
Yes. You get the sense that it is love struck. It is up here on command of someone, and it is taking extreme delight from that command.
Okay. Sereth, the gargoyle appears to be in love, and he himself is not a bug person, but I do not know if he is in love with a bug person. We should ask.
Oh yes. What was the name that the gargoyle said of his beloved? What was the name?
Kinyel Drugir.
Yell Drugir.
Drugir.
Okay, I totally got this once I get my notes. All right.
Oh, delicious.
All right.
You have adopted some madness.
Oh. Oh.
I come on the command, or I come with a message from King Yel Dugrir.
It unfurls its wings, ready to do what you command.
I would rather speak to you in private, if you don't mind. I kind of gesture to where nobody would be able to hear us. With the group.
It lets out a very well, and it sort of drops and starts flapping its wings to where you gestured.
Okay. So, I understand that earlier you had procured a stone. The black gem?
It nods and says,
It has changed many hands, but I believe I was the one who had it second to last.
And you did give it to King Yel, correct?
As a token of my profound affection.
Oh, of course. She speaks so fondly of you. She?
yes.
Okay. She sends her greetings and, oh my goodness, I forget. Because she is so beautiful, right? You have to tell her more about her beauty, because to me, I've never been in love, and I don't know what it's like to perceive a loved one. Tell me about her loveliness.
He says,
My words are slow and ponderous, unlike my stony heart. I cannot, with my low experience, my tiny life as a god among the fungal farm.
and he says,
Her strands of hair are like hammers upon my skin.
If those hammers had to have a color, what color would those hammers be?
White!
Ooh, okay. And her eyes, I'm sure, are very beautiful. What color would her eyes be? And any particularly beautiful creatures that would bring her apart from other drow folk?
Blue, like the fairs that surrounds us and heightens my devotion to her. For she is the most powerful and deserving of a gargoyle's duty.
Of course. Obviously. No. Oh. We're going to... No. Okay.
go on. Okay.
So no visible scars or anything that would very set her apart besides her beauty, of course.
No, but I doubt she would ever get the sort of things you describe, for she is armored, ready for battle to fight and carve.
Very smart.
Soon
Alright.
she will come out decorated in a shower of blood.
Whose blood?
Oh, Zentarum.
course, the Zentarum.
She seeks the beholder.
Yes, of course.
Have you not seen the little one?
The beholder?
No. The Eye Stalker. The one who, rather foolishly so, cannot seem to find the eyes, the stalks, the tendrils.
Oh yeah, he asked for my eye stalks when we came in.
She wishes to add them to her form.
Oh.
Her tremendous insight has granted her such wisdom.
Oh, yes, of course.
She has told me she will ascend her drow form and become that wondrous floating. I don't know how she'll do it though. That is a little weird, but oh, it's wondrous. I can't wait to see her final transformation
into a beholder.
Well, yes.
And this is where
I knew-
Seraph is starting to look like. Oh.
I knew that my gift would inspire her, would show her how devoted I am to her, no matter what the cause she dedicates herself to.
Oh yes, of course. A drow wanting to turn themselves into a beholder. Of course, makes total sense. So is she in there? And I point to the building.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It seems like your love runs very deep and is definitely true and not false in any way.
What does she want me to do now? Please tell me.
Go back to guarding on the ceiling with that big smile on your face.
Oh, alrighty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he flaps up and he returns to his spot.
I turn back and I'm like, okay. So we gotta kill this drow lady.
Indeed.
Rod
This is
sort
our
of like
plan.
cracks his knuckles like,
Yeah, let's kill her.
The
I'm up for
Topsy and Turf are sort of like, should we are we just gonna charge in there?
It doesn't seem like any of the other guards are armored in any way.
Oh, alright.
I think we'll be fine.
I need to have another conference with you.
I pull Shushar aside. Yes, Shushar.
Grazalax, Topsy, Turvy, and Rod just sort of glance over to you.
I'm a bit worried. Shishar is really weird.
Yeah.
Topsy says. No, not to you, Sarah.
Oh.
You're pulled away. But, yeah, go forth, have your conversation.
Yeah.
Sereth, those mushrooms on your head, the ones I told you not to pick at,
Yes.
they're a very good look for you. They look very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I had to say.
Thank you, Shushar. Turn
You're
back.
quite welcome.
That was not what I was expecting, but yeah, let's go kill that lady.
Alright.
I'm ready.
So you guys go into the Zentarum Enclave?
Let's do it. Let's go kill us some crazy person who wants to turn into a beholder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who would want to turn their glorious drow self into a beholder? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I know, it is absolute madness. Drow are obviously the pinnacle of the form.
Yes! Thank you, Shushar. How long have I been trying? Drow are just obviously superior.
Ron pulls
I
out
am
his...
superior to all drow, so...
Ron sort of gives you this weird look and says, "Are those mushrooms
Are they making you say that?
Oh no, I've always been like this.
I just wanted to double check.
Yes, I am.
I guess that's why they threw you in a cell.
I mean, that and then I killed off my whole party. I look at everybody.
They sort of exchange glances. And what I want you guys to do, roll me some pre-initiative. Drag your tokens out, and what we'll do is we'll do some pre-initiative.
I like this. It's not just regular initiative.
I hope I'm not gigantic. Oh yeah, sweet.
Okay, and then I am going to go to the bathroom while you do that. Be right back.
Okay. This is the best. I'm loving this episode.
So
I'm
great.
laughing so much. I have
Fun.
The bug people.
the bad people. And so now it's gonna be, oh yeah, drow are just obviously the superior, which Sereth can totally get behind. Yes, of course.
I have a lot of really fun madnesses now. I'm just gonna collect all the madnesses by the time we're
Please.
done.
Please. I love that these are like funny madnesses too, that like could get super serious and super weird, but for right now, they're real funny.
Yeah, the one with the bug people, the actual madness is you often daydream and have trouble distinguishing your dreams from reality. And what would you share daydream about? Bugs.
Oh my gosh, you made that. That's perfect. That's so good. Because I was wondering if that bug people was directly from 4 or if it was you, and it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. The bug people with their beady eyes. I can't deal with it. whenever Shushar's gonna be like, Sarah, I need to talk to you for a second. Just
Bug
laughing.
people.
Bug people.
It's like,
People are everywhere.
oh man. I need to like find if there's a way I can.
I kind of want to
Cure
madness
madness.
now.
Madness is not fun.
It's
Sometimes.
not fun, but it's
Shushar can
funny.
cure madness, but he doesn't know that he's mad, so he's just having fun.
This
I'm
is
enjoying this.
actually
I'm
well.
enjoying this.
I'm so proud of you. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
It's so good.
let me go ahead and roll initiative for Ront, twins. Okay. Oh, twins are rocking it. Okay. Let me go ahead get them in the initiative order. Topsy, Turvy. So Topsy Turvy got 20,
Ooh.
and Ront got 12. And now I need to add. Oh, I need to roll for Stool. Where are you, buddy? There's that. 35 days old. That's so adorable. Oh, Stool 8. Okay. Sad. He did not roll high.
Mm.
And now we get to. Let me delete that. Now we get to add the Drow and some other friends. Because you guys are going to be walking
Some
straight
other
into a war zone.
Eh.
Sorry!
I was
It's-
so confident.
Not good. What was that?
I think I'll switch my discipline to the Mantle of Courage.
But yeah, disciplines. Mine will be on
Oh my god.
we're in battle now. Intellect Fortress.
Okay, yeah, do all your pre-stuff before we get into this.
Ooh.
And then I'll just do for the Drow. Oh wow,
Okay, the 13 isn't that bad.
that's the lackeys.
Oops, that's my mantle.
It's pretty good. Okay,
Congratulations.
so you got 15. And now let's get the order because we're gonna get into this. Okay, so it is Topsy and Turvy's turn. Topsy and Turvy turn into were-rats.
Yes.
And they crawl over the wall. And what I think is going to happen is they're going to go stealth. So here's their stealth checks. Turvy goes completely gone. Topsy, not so much. And from there, Shushar, it is your turn. You pass by the guards. They do not react. And you notice that they do something rather silly. They growl at you as you walk by.
They growl.
Yes, but you hear the sound of fighting coming in from inside. one of the warehouses is kicked open, and a man, human, comes running out, holding his side. You see him cast some sort of fire spell into the building, and you see 2 drow on top of the roof, sort of with crossbows, shooting down at him, and he sort of dodges by, hissing with surprise and fear. You see 4 more drow come out of the building pursuing him. One of them is very heavily armored, and it is a female drow, and she has the look of a deadly fighter about her.
Oh, I'm still gonna kick your ass.
So, what do you do?
Hurry up! We must spring into action. That man is trying to attack those drow. And I'm going to use my delusion talent on the human.
Okay.
And I'm going to make the human see a big wall spring up between him and the drow to try to distract or dissuade him.
Now, this is against the human, right?
Yes.
Okay. He's sort of, so the human thinks there's a wall between him and the drow.
Yes.
Okay. You see him, sort of looking surprised, and then he gets this cocky grin on his face, says, "Good luck getting over that!" And he just turns and starts running towards you guys, says, "Hey, I'm rich, help me!"
Alright, and I'm going to waddle my way towards the battle, and that's my turn.
Okay, the drow go next. The 2 on the roof start shooting with their crossbows. One of them is going to hit the man. Let's see. The drow... that's right. So it's one of these. Okay, so a total of 7 damage. And he needs to make a save. I actually wonder if that's good enough. Okay, yeah, he's good. You see him take a crossbow bolt into his flank. And he immediately goes like, "Oh my gosh!" And he looks at you, Shushar, with like surprise and says, "What are you doing? They're shooting at me! Get in front of me!" And he seems like very, very mad.
You should not have to. You should not have to fight the drow. Get back in there and face your punishment.
Yes.
Give me a persuasion check, actually.
Oh, okay.
Just because.
Oh, I had advantage.
No, you do not.
Oh.
He says, "Well, there's a big wall in front of me. How am I supposed to do that?" And the 3 drow that came out with the woman are going to rush forward and attack both you and the human. Here's one for the human.
Even after I shouted to him to surrender himself to the drow, did they hear that?
I assume they did. Does that hit? Let me actually check. That one will hit. Here comes the next one. That hits as well. Okay. So he takes... Oh, okay, that's not too bad. He takes a total of 7 damage. And... No, wait, 8. Yeah, so, okay. He is slashed twice by these 2 drow that rush forward with their scimitars drawn, and he's unable to really dodge them with the crossbow bolt in his flank, and he takes the hits, and he says, "Ow! Oh, jeez, I'm bleeding. I'm good. I got this. Put another wall in front of me, lackey, if you will." And just sort of like stands there with his hands on his hips. And it is now Sereth's turn. What do you do?
I am going to go towards the woman. How many guards are around this woman?
There's right now there's none. She's sort of observing this fight as this human who is dressed rather elegantly is carved at and attacked by the 2 drow on the roof with crossbows, and the 3 swordsmen that are attacking him as well. Shushar is there too. She has 2 of them though.
Okay. For right now, I'm gonna aim an Eldritch Blast at her.
All right, you aim at her. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I do.
Fortunately,
Because she has the what's it called?
what's what called?
Oh, because she has the gem, but that's not gonna hit. So.
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't hit. You can't really get a good shot, and you try to blast through them, but it sort of like ricochets off of the ground, and she's unharmed. Anything else you want to do?
Let's do. That might be it, actually.
Oh my. Do you want to move or anything at all?
If anything, where I can kind of take cover in case this woman tries to, I don't know, throw something at me or.
Yeah, I'd
hit
say you
something.
can go around a building.
Okay, cool beans.
Okay.
I'll do that.
And then it is now Grazalex's turn.
All right. So I will bonus action use Aura of Victory. So anytime a enemy creature hits 0 hit points, any friendly person within 30 feet of me will gain 6 temporary hit points.
Wow.
Hex yes.
Okay.
And how temporary hit points work, by the way, is like they don't stack on top of each other. It'll just reset to 6.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you can't stack temporary hit points.
That'd
You
be
can only-
cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll only take the higher value. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
That makes sense, yeah.
So that was your bonus action. What will you do now?
I'll position myself to where I can get the most people in a 15-foot cone.
Okay.
Most drow in a fucking 15-feet cone.
Sure thing.
And I will cast my racial ability, Mind Blast.
All right. I feel like you'll be able to get the 3. Here's what I think. I think you'll be able to get the 2 drow because there's Shushar, there's the human, and then there's the drow on this side, sort of focused. I think you'd be able to get 2 of the drow and the drow woman behind them.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead, do your mind blast. What do they have to do?
Make a DC 13 intelligence save.
There's 1, there's 2, and there's her. They all fail.
And I rolled max damage.
Wow. Okay. That's really bad.
As I just mind force, just.
Yes.
Yeah, there's this deafening blast in everyone's ears as Grazalax, you set up this mental mantle, and then in the same action, just rush out with this blast of mental psionic devastation that clearly reels the 2 drow that are attacking this human, and they are reeling. They are to their knees, gasping for breath as blood seeps out of their eyes, their noses, their ears. They're just horrid in horrid condition.
Yes.
Ron's turn.
Oh,
He
Good
runs
luck.
forward with a bellow, and he is going to take 2 swipes with his 2-handed sword. So first one will hit, second one does not hit, and that first one only hits because of his strength modifier. And he is going to do 7 damage. So after your mental blast, Grazalax, you see Ront just take this guy out with one quick thwack of the great sword. It's actually kind of blunt, so it's not that he just cleaves its head off. It's that he just crushes this this poor
His
drow's
neck.
windpipe and neck. Yeah, and he just crumples to the ground, and Ront just bellows out in a challenge to this woman. He could technically. You know what? Yeah, he's gonna use his Orc Fury to move the rest of his movement for free, towards her. He's gonna take
Yes.
2 opportunity attacks. One
well-
will hit.
He also gains 6 temporary hit points for
Okay.
killing that guy. So does everyone else in
True.
30 feet of me.
He loses
Yes.
3 of them, but otherwise he gets into her range. And now he is sort of like in combat with her now. It is now... It's now her turn. She is going to use one of her attacks against him. That hits. She's going to do... Oh my god.
Run! No!
There's 1. She rolled the minimum. So, 2 more. 15 damage.
Whew.
Reduced to 13. And this was just one sword attack. She bolts past him. After that, she just sort of like whips one short sword in front of her to sort of deflect his great sword, and then as his arms are down, she just sort of skits by him and just drags her second blade across his gut. And she makes another attack on the human, and it misses. He is sort of emboldened by, he feels your mantle on him, and he sort of is like bouncing around and is like, "Yeah, you thought this was gonna be easy!" And he just ducks back as her blade sort of whips at his face. She is done with her turn, I believe. Okay. And it is now Stool's turn. Stool's gonna be concerned about this fella, and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Yay!
Okay, so he gets like 5 hit points back, I think. That's his turn. He just sort of bounces around, just saying, and that's it. Gazram, he's going to make an attack. 13 against one of the drow. Yep, that'll hit. And he's going to do D4. He just decks this guy's lights out. Yeah. This guy has been sent to near death by your mental. Oh god, what is it called? Your
Mind blast.
Your mind blast. It
blast!
It softened his skull, and you all, Shushar, you hear this juicy crack that probably ruptures the skull that has been like softened inside. And that drow falls dead. Everybody is back up to 6 again, topsy and turvy. They are taking care of the drow that have the crossbows on top. They both attack. They both hit. And
Ooh.
they do. Actually, hold on, I don't have were-rats down. Let me check.
Spoilers? Oh, or is that a spoiler?
It's not so much a spoiler anymore. But, Shushar, what are you doing now?
What am I doing now?
Yeah!
Shushar is like, stop attacking those drow. They are our allies and our superiors.
Can I talk to Shushar as I'm hiding? I don't know where he is. Close
Sure.
to me.
Totally.
Shushar, I'm a drow. Remember the black diamond that the armored lady has? I would really, really, really enjoy having that black gem.
Well,
As a
Shushar
drow,
nods
I would.
and-
You should get that black gem from her, because those are bad drow.
There's no such thing as a bad drow.
I know, but they're crazy. They're crazy. You need to take that away from them so they can be not crazy. You know what I mean? They're not reaching their full drow
I see
potential.
what you mean. Don't worry, I'll take care of things.
Thank you.
God. Okay. So, what else do you do, Shushar?
Alright, are any of the drow within 30 feet of me?
2 of them are, yes.
Oh good, I'm gonna walk up to one, poke them, and restore health to remove all diseases from them.
Which one?
Is the scary fighter drow lady within 30 feet?
She is, but so is her comrade.
Yeah, I'll just walk up to her.
Okay, and you touch her?
Yep.
Boop.
Okay. You sink your finger into her aura and sort of are just like, be better. And this is actually going to be interesting. I'm going to roll a...
Oh, and that means bonus action before I do that to switch to my psionic restoration discipline. So that's what lets me do that, and yeah.
I have to check this.
Now.
I mean, typically D100s are good.
Okay. I rolled a 100.
Yes, that's a scary roll.
Out of 100.
What?
Yeah, that was legit. That was legit.
1% chance of that.
That's not good.
Shit.
That's. I'm sorry. What happens next is bad. So, Shushar, you feel as though you have stuck your finger into an ant's nest. And immediately you feel burning hot spite ripple out from from this aura that she has. And it actually redoubles. And suddenly you see, all of you can see this, her eyes glow with this dark light, and the Faerzress around her begins to, fortunately, it begins to swell and collect around her. She is going to take another attack.
Yikes.
It misses.
Shusha will yell out, "Don't worry, Sareth, I got this. I'm helping her."
Her blade sinks into your ruffled clothing. Thankfully, it's still loose fitting, so it didn't cut your guts open.
Could you please stop trying to attack me? Violence will not achieve anything.
She has been consumed by a vision, and it is making her more powerful. She's going to have a reactionary attack to anyone who attacks her.
Alright, well that's all I can do for my turn.
Okay. The drow lackeys don't care. The drow up on the roof are gonna fight with the two. Ooh, they are gonna hit both of them, both of the were-rats. But actually, the damage is reduced because were-rats, and they stab into these two tiny little rat people, and the blades they sound like they're rather frustrated, and they start speaking to each other in drow as they struggle on top of the roof with these two deep gnomes. Sareth, it is your turn. Stop bouncing to the beat.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. I was trying to find the right screen. Okay, I'm gonna try to... D6. Okay, I'm gonna try to do Dissonant Whispers on Armored Lady.
Okay. Do it.
Okay. It has to pass DC 15.
15. Hold on. Let me check something. Because technically,
Also-
she is not using her wisdom right now.
I'm going to...
Holy fuck. She makes it.
Oh shit. Never mind then.
She makes it.
Well, never mind. I tried. Oh no, because it's still half damage.
So she takes 7 damage. Wait,
No.
6 damage. 6.
It'd be 6, but I'm going to use that as a second spell slot, which means I get another d6 of damage.
Ooh.
But that will probably be halved as well. So let's see, 6.
2.
So one more point of 2, yeah.
7.
Yeah. Well,
14, 7, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 7 damage.
Not
That's
bad.
fine.
And also,
Pretty good.
sorry.
Also,
because when this on a failed save. Okay, so it doesn't work if it passed.
Oh, it doesn't run away. It just
Yeah, it
stays
doesn't run
there.
away if it passes, I don't believe.
oh no. Okay, so Sarah,
okay.
as you try to like cast this magic at her, and it definitely does damage her. She sort of like clutches at her her long strands of white hair and sort of lets out this screech of violent frustration. I need you to make me a constant charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw. This is. Oof.
Okay. You
I'm not rolling good.
your vision goes black, and you are no longer in this area. You find yourself in a pale wasteland. It is the ground beneath you is soft beneath your feet, like sand, but it is like a chalk color, and the smell of it is stifling. This dry, rather uncomfortable aroma, this thick, stale must that just sort of settles with every breath into your lungs, and you see behind you a immense black adamantium wall, and you see spires of twisted hooks and claws. The wall itself barbed with long spikes, and you do not know where you are, and you instinctually start to scream. All of you notice Sereth, her eyes are black, and she is screaming.
Probably like on my knees, clutching my head, screaming. Yeah.
I mean, maybe. You also see that her mushrooms are glowing a fierce red.
Gross.
Grazalax, it is your turn.
I will.
You are technically like blinded and fearful. You're technically blinded and fear.
Well, I probably guess I should have mentioned it. Anyone like within 15 feet of me gets advantage on saving throws against being frightened.
I was about to say, I've got. I mean, might be ancestry or something with my thing.
You can't be charmed or put to sleep.
That's what it is.
But I feel like this would give you advantage. So you're able to resist the frightened condition, but you are not able to resist the blinded condition.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I guess you're not screaming anymore. You just let out an alarm. Ah! Oh my god! Woo!
Now I scream more like a.
But Grazalax,
Alright.
good catch there. What do you want to do now?
Okay. So I would like to use Mind Thrust.
Mind thrust.
They will have to make a DC 13 Intelligence save, or take 1 damage.
With an
1 damage.
with an 11, they take 1 damage.
Haha.
Okay.
And I'm just maintaining concentration on the whatchamacallit,
The mantle.
Aura of Victory.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
All right. She is also going to. It doesn't hurt her as much, but she sort of gnashes her teeth at you, and the Fair's Rest sort of pulses around your form. Give me a charisma saving throw.
I'm great at those.
Yep. I had a +6 on my charisma saving throw, and I
Okay.
still. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you also find yourself in a pale wasteland. Behind you is this immense, tall citadel. A black, terrible sight. And you are filled with utter terror at it. You do not see Sereth here as well. You don't see her.
Okay.
And Ron's turn, he runs up and just starts hacking away at this woman. That last one will hit. And he does a total of, I think, 12 damage, yeah.
Okay.
Ron, be careful. We don't want to kill her. We just want her to knock her out so I can cure her whatever is plaguing her.
He's sort of like, he himself is just like beating her like over the head with like the handle of the great sword, just like,
Please.
down, stop it! And she has to make a concentration check. She succeeds.
Yes.
He just sort of barks at you, Shushar, saying, "Oh, come on! We came here to kill a few drow. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right. You gotta do it by smashing their heads to pieces."
I do not condone any killing, especially killing of drow. You know that, Ron.
And he just goes, "Ah!" Kinyel, it is her turn. By the way, she takes a reactionary attack at Ront. It hits. 1, 2, 3. Total of 12 damage. Thankfully, Ront is able to shrug off another 6 of that, thanks to the mantle. So he is actually... Yeah, that one actually hurts. Oh wow, okay. So, Ront is stabbed through his abdomen by her short sword. Just utterly, like... Now she's just, like, speaking in tongues. And the bear's rest around her is just, like, building like an inferno. She attacks twice. Once at Ront and once at the human. Ront gets hit. Human does not.
Run, no.
1, 2, and 3. And Ront goes down. Her blade goes from his abdomen into his chest, and the wounds you notice are starting to fizzle. And with a grunt of pain, he's unable to stand it anymore and falls back on his, just falls back, and is lying still on the ground. His wound's bleeding. Stool, I'm imagining, sees this and goes, "Oh no," and does another cure wounds. He's gonna do it at a higher level, so he can, okay, thank you. So he can give Ront some more health. And he does so. Thank goodness. And now it is Kazrim's turn. Did you persuade him to not attack her, by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
I tried. Should I make a roll?
I don't know.
I told him not to kill her. I said it was okay to knock her out.
He says, "Alright, I can work with that." And he just does this... He tries to do this fancy, like, karate kick, and in her fury is just able to just take it. And he says, "Huh? Are you sure we can take her?" Topsy-turvy, once again, still trying to tackle those 2 drow up there. 1 hit. Then Shushar, it is your turn.
I'm sure she's a wonderful lady when she's not possessed by mist. We just need to get her fixed up, and we can all talk this thing out. And what can I actually do? What does Shushar do? That is... Oh boy. I need to look up what one of my things does, because I have so many things.
It's a dance party right now. I'm just grooving, man.
I just looked over to your cam and all I saw was you being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a dance.
It's pretty
really
wonderful.
catchy. It's just catchy, man.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
That doesn't help me at all. Okay. What does actually help me? So much psionic bullshit.
Yes.
Oh, there's still one of the drow warriors besides her that's up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna waddle over to him. Let's use my restore health power.
That also cures disease, right?
Yep.
Okay. He immediately comes out of it, whatever stupor he was in, and sort of blinks, and he says, "Keneal, that's what are you doing? What are we doing here?"
Your leader is being controlled by demonic forces. We need to knock her out so I can cure her.
Oh my gosh! She's trying to kill the Centaur leader! Oh! And he just starts freaking out. And he's gonna take his turn to try to restrain her with a strength check. Damn.
Yeah.
And she fails. So she is
Oh.
currently grappled by him.
Yes.
The other drow are still trying to... They actually do something clever. They try to push Topsy and Turvy off the roof.
Oh.
There's one, that other one fails. He's gonna fall off the roof instead. And snap his... And, let's see. And snap his neck. Yep.
Oh.
Oh, Jeebus.
I'm okay with this.
Oh my god. And Turvy also falls. And
Turvy!
and does not snap his neck.
Okay, good.
Because they
Yay.
are both natural ones.
Well, usually it's Topsy that gets hurt. It's Turvy this time.
Turvy's taking a lot of beating. Topsy, though, stands her... Actually, wait, no, Topsy does not stand her ground. She is tossed off. She takes 5 damage, okay. So, both were-rats are down on the ground. The drow is still on the roof, and one of them is very dead. And let's see. One of them is going to make an attack against Shushar, I think, because he's realizing you cast some magic against my buddy.
Witchcraft.
Does a 4 hit?
Nope.
Okay, well I'm
Yes.
done. Sarah, it's your turn.
Master of...
Shushar is
Magic.
very helpful. I'm very
Okay.
glad for this.
I really like this. So, at this point, I'm still in the wasteland thingy with the big citadel.
Yeah.
Oh,
make a charisma saving throw, by the way,
okay.
at the start of your turn.
That I can do.
Okay.
Really?
You are able to pull yourself out of it.
Oh, really?
You come
Okay.
back out of that wasteland and back into Mantle Dareth.
Okay.
What do you do now?
I am very, very, very mad, and the only thing that I can do is do an Eldritch Blast. We're 11 doesn't hit.
That does not hit. Does not
I just
hit.
came out of this, and I'm so mad and so like discombobulated. I'm just like, it doesn't do anything.
Grazlax, it's your turn.
Alright, charisma saving throw.
Come on, you got this.
Yeah, wish me luck, guys. Hey, alright, yeah. It's
Alright.
pretty good.
After this horrifying visit to wherever this is, you are brought back into this battle. What do you do?
Well, just kind of like... I imagine like Grazlax just kind of like just trying to like meditate, like this isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real. And then just waking up all of a sudden and just... what's it called? Going to Mind Thrust again.
Alright.
This time, they need to make a DC 13 save, or take 7 damage.
They take 7 damage.
Haha!
Alright.
Take that.
The Pharisos around her is sort of like swelling. Clearly, she's having trouble stabilizing herself, but she pushes onward. Ront makes 2 more attacks. Both
die,
of them
Ront.
miss, and she takes a reactionary attack.
Don't die, Ron.
I think that hits.
Be strong, Ron.
He has 8 health.
No, Ron.
Be strong, Ron.
1, 2, 3. Oh, he goes down again.
Oh fuck.
Keneal. She, after disposing of Ront with that single swipe of her blade again, aims for both the human, which hits. 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. And he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. He fails, and he is poisoned. So he has disadvantage to pretty much everything. She makes one against you, Shushar. She's still like, oh, she has disadvantage. Okay, so she misses the human. Actually, I need to roll one for Ront. So luckily, she was at disadvantage because of the grapple.
Okay.
And then she makes one against Shushar. There's 1, 2, unfortunately fails. At least I think grapples give you disadvantage.
I can look it up.
Yeah, look it up for me.
Get my players.
I have the handy dandy DM screen. Alright. Grappled. That's a condition, correct? A grappled creature's speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonuses to its speed. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grappler or grappling effect, such as being hurled away by a Thunderwave spell. So, it doesn't seem like there's any disadvantages unless they're, what's it called? Restrained.
True. I don't like that. It kind of like makes the grapple condition kind of silly because you're holding on to them, but they fight just as well.
Well, I mean, it's mostly so you can. I think there's like a feat where you can pin an opponent, which will make them prone.
Oh yes.
And maybe restrained, but I've got to look that up.
Okay.
I'll look it up. You guys, we can continue on.
Yeah, it's gonna be. So she actually does still hit with her stuff, and I'm gonna say it takes out both Ron. Actually, wait, it does not hit you, Shushar, because she failed, but it does hit the human, and he goes down as well. But Stool, I'm gonna say, I'm trying to like think of what spells he can cast, and I don't know which one I want him to cast. So forgive me as I start checking out all of these like spells he has. He does have Flame Blade, and he does have Ice Knife. Let me look at these really quick.
Giant.
Yeah, you need the feet
Tiger.
grappler to restrain a grappled creature.
I don't like that. I think what Stool will do is something cool. He's gonna like summon that Flame Blade, and he will make a melee attack. I think that hits because he uses his spell modifier. So he would do 9 damage actually. Wow. Go Stool.
I guess.
Yeah, they just have to make a dexterity saving throw to take that extra 2 damage.
Oh yeah. Wait.
No, that's the Ice Knife.
No, that's Ice Knife. He's using Flame Blade. So
Yeah.
Stool whips out the
Okay.
Flame Blade and goes, "I'm ending this. She's a big problem. You're crazy, Shushar." And he's just hacks at her. She lets out another wail of pain. Grazum. Okay, he succeeds on 1 death saving throw. Topsy and Turvy get up. Turvy runs away because, ouch, that hurt. Topsy runs back up to attack. She does so, and she fails. She's trying to keep the last drow up there occupied. Shushar, it is your turn again.
Okay. Does the female drow have the black gem on her person?
Give me a perception check.
All right. Perception.
You see this ominous dark glow in her pocket.
In her pocket, huh? I need to
Yes,
look
the
at
Fair's Rest is swirling around it.
Let's see.
Are you gonna mage hand it?
I'm gonna use my Mystic Hand. It doesn't say the object has to be unattended.
It doesn't. Okay. You slip that thing out of her pocket, And the instant he does it, the Fair's suddenly settles. And it is suddenly just a dim blue glow in this collection of warehouses. And her dark eyes sort of settle into the gray hue, but she is still filled with this ravaging fury. And she cannot do any of that special stuff that she was doing earlier, which I actually should have rolled for because of stool. Okay, she missed anyways, that's okay.
Alright.
Her
And I'm going to float the gem over towards Sarah because she said that she wanted it.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Alright. The Drow lackey is going. Well, the one on the roof is going to aim for you, Shushar, because she notices that you're doing that. Natural 20.
Ooh, fuck.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. 1d6.
Come on, Shushar, I believe in you.
You take 6 damage. First of all,
Okay.
you need to give me a con save, and you also need to give me the wisdom saving throw. That is usual with taking damage. This is gonna be okay. So you're poisoned.
Become the Shushar that you were always meant to be.
Nope.
Poison's like the worst effect ever.
So you are able to resist the biting pain that tells you to lash out at your foes.
Wow.
And you sort of collect yourself and say, "Oh, this is just a growing experience. I have to show these drow just."
I must show them that I am above this violence. Violence will not solve their problems.
Yep. While you have a crossbow bolt sticking out of your chest.
Shushar is my favorite because no matter what, it's either like he's ridiculous as pacifist Shushar, or he's real ridiculous as just like crazy
A
fucking.
violent monster,
Oh, yeah.
from what I understand.
So, Drow, who's grappling Kinyel, is going to attack her. And he hits with his Drow blade. He does 8 damage. She is not feeling good after that. And he's just wrestling with her. You see his short sword sprout out of her lower abdomen. Sareth, it is your turn. You have a glowing black gemstone hovering just a few feet away from you. And you see that Kinyel is being grappled by one of her fellows who seems to have come to his senses. You also see both Ront and the human that she was attacking have fallen down and are not getting up.
I do not know any healing spells, so that's not going to be a thing I can deal with. I'm going to use. First, I'm going to notice that the lady is still being crazy. I'm going to cast Sleep at level 2.
I see. Okay, so it's 17, right?
I
The
believe.
17 plus the 17 is for the extra level, so it's a total of 25.
So this is against the creature with the lowest HP first, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What was the total again? 23?
25.
Yes.
25.
25. Okay, so 25. But let me do some math. 25. Oh, I don't fucking believe it.
Did you put the guard to sleep?
I think you put both of them to sleep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because their HP together is literally 25.
Yes.
Oh, they're both
Sarah,
Yes.
your spores surrounding your head that you are producing suddenly fly out, directed with your magic. You weren't even aware you were doing this. And they just collide against these two drow that are wrestling, and an instant later they fall on their backs and are asleep.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my movement to.
You can move towards the gem.
I'm going to be moving towards the gem. I'm also going to have like a spare cloth or something over my hand so it doesn't touch skin, just in case I go crazy if it touches. I don't know how stuff works, but I just want to make sure that it's not.
Okay. Do you grab it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you grab it.
And
That's your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay. Grazalax, it is your turn. There are 2 unconscious drow.
I'm coming. Here I come.
Thank you, Krivalem. We appreciate your follow. And
Thanks for the follow.
yeah, buddy. You also have a drow with a crossbow fighting with Topsy, the were-rat. And you also have a dying human at your feet. And a dying orc. What do you do?
I
You
will use.
Heal on all the people. Everybody has full HP.
I can't really heal. It's all temporary heal. That's all it is. I'm a hoax.
It's fake health.
Yeah, it's fake health. It just makes you feel
You're not
like
a real wizard, are you? You're just the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's wonderful.
It's all in your heart and your mind. You've always had a heart.
You've always had the health.
Yeah, you've always had the health. It was always there.
You just need to believe.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that I had the 10 HP, so I actually took no damage when I got shot.
Ah!
Nobody's tried to attack me yet. It's been lovely. Because I haven't attacked anybody outright. I've just been like...
Bam!
But
bam!
the lady drow's still alive.
She's still alive, but she's snoozing. So is the drow who tried to restrain her.
Can elves even fall asleep?
They're unconscious, I guess. They're like...
I'm gonna say they're unconscious.
Okay.
Actually,
so-
fuck. That might
Yeah,
fuck
they
things
are
up,
immune
but
to
for
sleep.
now...
Fuck.
For now, we'll just say they're unconscious, okay?
I'm gonna
They're
look that up.
unconscious.
Darn my inner DM. Damn you.
You've ruined it.
I ruined
What do you
everything.
What do you do? Don't break it.
No. But
He just flips the bed.
yeah. No, but so who's awake that I can hit?
There's a drow on the roof. It seems to be the last enemy.
Alright, I will sweet, 120 feet. I will use Mind Thrust.
Hey.
And it must make a DC 13.
It succeeds.
Oh, yeah, I made
no
it.
damage.
No damage!
Ront gets to make a saving throw. He fails. Kinyel is asleep. It's Stool's turn. Who do you want Stool to heal first?
Save Ron!
Alright.
Ron's our ally.
And does, I believe, 11? So Ront is back up. Gazrim, death saving throw. Succeeds, that's 2 successes. Topsy tries to throw this guy off the roof. Faye, wait. I don't believe it. The drow falls, and upon hitting the ground, gets back up, and is starting to look around warily, absolutely, like, wild-eyed. Shushar, it is your turn. What do you do?
Alright.
Sereth took the gem.
Well, since unlike our hoax over there, I'm a psionic who actually can heal. I'm gonna go up to the human and I'm gonna use my mend wounds power. I
Okay.
believe it's 1d8. Let me check my weird mystic handbook. Let's see, mend wounds. Yep, 1d8 since I'm spending 1 side point. So
Sort of stuff. I'm gonna say that they are put unconscious. Okay.
It's because of my awesome mushroom powers.
Yeah.
My awesome mushroom powers.
it's just
Yeah, it's more of it's a toxin, not a magic.
Yes,
Yeah.
this
Exactly.
one time. This
Exactly.
one time.
in a toxic stupor.
Yeah.
And
Science.
the last drow bolts. Sereth, it is your turn. She runs 60 feet out of the Zentarum Enclave. She's still within line of sight, though. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to Elder Blast. Let's see if this one hits.
That
Eldritch
hits.
Blast!
There we
Oh
go.
my god. Okay, and what
There we
happens
go.
next?
Take 11 damage.
Alright, they are slain. Their back makes a horrible snap as your Eldritch Blast stops them right in their tracks.
As that happens, I'm like, finally!
It worked!
This is what it's supposed to do.
Excellent. Alright. And then it looks like we're out of combat.
Hey.
That
I
lady
helped
is
so much.
badass.
What do you guys do for now? At this moment.
I am going to treat the wounds of the two. I'm going to treat the wounds of the two drow that are unconscious. I'm going to just do some general first aid on them.
Okay, you go. Which one do you do first?
The lady.
Okay, you do her first, and upon being healed, how much?
Oh, I'm not going. I'm just trying to. I'm not. I'm just. It's not actual hit points because I'm running out of psionic points. I'm just gonna make a heal check to say, "Hey, you're doing all right."
Hey,
I see.
you're unconscious, but you're good.
Okay, just as long
You're
as you're
not
not
gonna
casting
die.
any
Just-
magical healing,
Yeah,
I
just
think
making them.
she's okay.
Just making them more. Just making them more comfortable. Oh, or not.
This is actually very good. You realize you've been neglecting Glabagool.
Glabagool? Where's
Isn't he back
Glabagool?
Isn't he back with Darendelle?
Do you
Yeah.
check back in?
Yeah, I will check back in. I will check on the weird elf with his weird bug eyes.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
They aren't on the bridge anymore. They are instead in a grotto. And the elf has Glabagool in his palm. And on the other hand, he has a large knife.
God damn it.
And you see Eldith tied up, upside down by a rope and is swinging.
Does she have the stick?
No.
Fuck, we're in trouble.
Oh my god.
Shusha yells out, Sereth, we need to go. The others are in danger. The bug people are attacking.
You
Wide-eyed.
see Darendelle behind her.
Oh, fuck.
And he looks different. In fact, his eyes no longer have that intellectual gleam. He's no longer having this sophisticated smile, this dopey grin. Instead, you see a slathering, drooling jaw. Open, teeth bared, breathing heavily. And
Oh, go ahead.
the elf sort of steps forward. Eldith is bound and gagged. And he grabs one of her thick arms and just cuts off a piece of it. And just tosses a piece up to Darendelle, who catches it in his mouth and chews it greedily. And then you see the elf dip a finger down, swab over that wound he has just carved. Literal meat. And just sticks it in his mouth and just sucks it for a moment, pulls it out. And reaches down for another.
Yeah.
And that is where the session is going to end for tonight.
Oh my god.
no!
I am going to kill that elf.
Oh boy.
I warned you about the bug people!
Darn me not having a good insight.
So many
I
natural
told you not to
ones.
trust him.
So many.
I thought I could trust him because of my roles.
I'm so proud of what we've picked up here. Thank you guys. Thank you to my players. Thank you to everyone who popped in tonight for our lovely little session. We really do appreciate it. We also appreciate Indigo, who made us this wonderful overlay. If you are interested in getting your own overlay for your little streaming purposes, go to Inkboard Design, hit him up. His wonderful, wonderful talent that makes a lot of my games possible. I'm very proud to shout him out. I also want to go ahead and thank my players. You guys, gosh darn, thank you for making this a wonderful game. And Mantle Dareth has been... It really could have gone one of two ways. And I'm very pleased you went this way with it.
It went away.
You could have went away. Nope, you didn't.
There was.
But you have the gem.
We do. Right.
And now, what will you do with it? We'll have to find out next time on the forefront. But I'd also like to point you in the direction of the giveaway for One Night Werewolf, which we are doing on our channel, Bada Boom. We also really appreciate any retweet, follow, any support you guys have. It's wonderful.
Oh, that's not it.
Oh no. I think let's do the coffee. I mean, like,
Coffee.
I don't know.
Coffee's
is
actually
just,
really cool.
This
Yeah.
this is just like a small thing. You know, if you don't feel like donating in the middle of the stream, this is just the coffee. It just buys me a coffee. That's literally it.
Which is, I think it's literally the best because it's like, okay, not a lot of people have. So here is a couple of bucks for a cup of coffee. It's cool. I like it.
I've been stuck with decaf, which I have drank all of it. So
Have you finally gotten regular
I
coffee?
think your link for the
No.
black coffee has an extra L at the end.
that's what I'm using this for. That's why I went out to get this with. This is not decaf.
Yeah.
Just gonna
But-
start sending you like canisters of regular coffee.
The new donation drive, lifetime supply of not decaf.
Not decaf, just for my health. Not even for poor, just because I get so irritated.
Your donation can help a DM in need.
It's true.
Yeah. Look at this poor DM.
Look how
Uncaffeinated.
undercaffeinated he is.
In the arms of an angel.
No! How could you?
Sarah McLaughlin displays. We have a shot of you looking like the.
We're done. We're finished. This Sunday, I think we are picking up Festival of Colors. We're still missing Ayani, I think, for this episode.
Okay.
But we'll also be picking up the summer Mouse Guard games for next week as well. I implore you, if you want to play some absolutely fantastic Mouse Guard, we would most certainly appreciate it. Oh my gosh, Draco, you got banned.
Yeah,
Your message
I
got deleted.
reposted the link. Yeah.
Okay. But that's awful sweet. So if you want to play Mouse Guard, if you want to learn and appear on the stream, we'd be happy to have you. Beyond that, I'm still trying to...
Friends help each other.
Oh, they do help each other. Ishman, thank you for that host. Unfortunately, we're closing the
literally-
shop. We
We
really
literally
appreciate
just
it, though, buddy. You're precious and lovely. Friends help each other. So, what we'll do now is, I don't know, should we raid? I feel like
Yeah,
we
what is
could
that?
raid, but who? You know what? I think Bubbernut is doing a stream on his end. Let's go ahead and raid Mr. Bubbernut, because I think he deserves it. And he's doing some Dark Souls, so let's give him some support. Oh my gosh. How do you spell his username? Bubbernut. Oh, buddy. Oh no, I can't highlight it! Oh no!
Oh no.
Barbie!
It's just not working.
It's not working! Oh no! Let's try. Okay, let me see if I can remember it. Bubbernut down thing CC. Okay.
Okay, cool. Yep. That seemed great.
Oh my god, Ishman, thank you. Yeah, let's go give him a friendly raid, because Bubbernut has been doing the good work of getting Mouse Guard played on his channel and just, you know, being just outright dandy. So give him a visit from the Possum Posse, if you will. And beyond that, I just hope you guys have a pleasant, wonderful, absolutely ecstatic evening. You deserve
Yeah,
it.
and thank you for an awesome session.
Thank you. for
That was
DMing.
so much fun.
Actually, yeah.
I'm
Are you
enjoying
guys?
madness.
What do you guys think? How are things going in Out of the Abyss?
I'm loving madness.
Oh yeah, like
The
everything's
madness.
going crazy and dark, but we have to do something about it and save the world. We're gonna save the world.
I also love how dry Grazalax is. Like, no matter what, he just like came out of this weird vision of like a weird wasteland. He's just like, okay, I'm back. Like,
Yeah,
It's
it's a very like I think Ithilid thing to do,
Yes.
just kind of like
it
very rational.
Oh yes,
So you
I
have
think
the-
it's really cool, especially he just
Mhm.
because
You
you
played
said it
well,
like
played
he just
well.
meditates for a moment, like this isn't real. It's not real. It's not real. I was right. Mind
I was-
blast.
Die.
so you've got
Die.
that, and then you've got Shushar running around like,
Oh yeah.
there's bug people, they've got bug eyes, and by the way, those drow are absolutely perfect. It was just an awesome session.
Well, thanks guys. Out of the Abyss, no party mode. I'm making the best of what they gave me. I wish all of you a wonderful evening, and of course, I'll see you next time on the forefront.
Bye.
Take care. We love you.